in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Yeah, middle of the week.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Yeah, hope you're having a good one. A little nicer than yesterday.
It is, already.
Yeah.
I mean...
less windy.
Man, dude, and I heard everybody I passed say it. It was just, it cuts. That wind is cutting.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't for the wind yesterday.
Honestly, the worst part was just walking like along buildings and having nothing, and then just into an alleyway and just getting hit in the face with it. It literally took my breath away. Like I could.
Yep. Yeah, he hit around the alley. All he heard was do 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 do. Take my breath away.
It was yeah. I was dancing in slow motion in a foolish lovers game.
That's right. And then he went to the highway to the danger zone after that.
I did. Not in my own vehicle, weirdly. I carpooled to the danger zone.
That's right. Carpool to the danger zone. I like it.
In the HOV lane towards the danger zone.
Oh, man. Well, I hope everybody's having a good day. See, it's still kind of dark out.
Yeah.
It's 7 a.m.
I like it.
Does this feel right to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It feels very right.
I don't know.
This doesn't feel right to you?
I don't know.
I mean, it's gonna
Seems
get
a little dark.
It's gonna start getting brighter out a little earlier. You know, as we get closer to the summertime season. We're still early in the time change.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take some time to adjust and to kind of get used to it. But honestly, I dig it. I mean, I really like having this much darkness in the morning because we have that much more light in the evening.
I believe in a thing called love.
Just listen to the rhythm of the hook.
Said you wanted the darkness in the morning.
I love the darkness in the morning. And sister scissors at night. Gonna take your mama out all night. Talk about two bands that had a lot of potential and did nothing with it after those one songs.
Yeah. Although I think the darkness is like a cult following.
Yeah?
I think they do. Like, I still think they tour and people follow them.
It was a weird time where everybody was super into falsetto rock for just like for a real quick minute. It's almost like how everyone in the country, regardless of age, race, area, was super into swing for like 8 months back in the late 90s. Do you remember that?
I do.
Squirrel nut zippers were a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think like
Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Well, ska kind of had a
ska,
little.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Kind of had a run there during that time.
Ska
too.
certainly did. But it just seemed like we went from ska, which was like accepted, to like all the way. And like, even as a kid, I was like, what are we doing? Is there like a joke I'm missing with I mean, is there like some kind of offensiveness that I'm missing in swing music? But no, it's just people really wanted to swing.
Yeah, I guess so.
I
still never get the ska thing to this day.
Oh,
I mean, the songs are fine. It's the lifestyle, the dancing, the whole evil Munchkin dance thing.
Have you ever ska danced?
I've watched it, and
it's
it
fun,
looks
dude.
ridiculous.
It's pretty fun.
I guess.
I've been to what's funny is rock concerts and ska concerts. I've been to almost an equal amount of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was real into ska back in the day.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. It's just not my thing.
Okay, so I listened to Christian music growing up, and one of my favorite bands was the OC Supertones.
Okay.
They were a ska band.
All right.
Literally a Christian ska band.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got super into the Supertones, which then led into like, Real Big Fish and some of the other ones.
I've come across some unusual Christian, like, I remember when I was in the Air Force and I was there in Alamogordo.
Yeah.
And there was a Christian rock station or Christian station there. And I guess they would play different genres because like on a Friday or Saturday night, there was like death metal.
Oh, yeah.
But it was Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what?
Dude, we've had Christian death metal here in Roswell.
I know. And but just to hear like, Jesus died for you, and it's like all.
It's a little off-putting.
Like,
I'll admit, it's a little off-putting, but it's more of like one of those like it's a lesser evil to kind of to draw the folks from the outside in. Say, look, we're not all that bad in here.
I know. It's just I don't know.
I've got the wonderful love of my precious Redeemer way down in the depths of my heart. Work down in the depths of my heart. Work down in the depths of my heart.
Just okay. I mean, yeah, God bless you. But it just seems different.
Different strokes for different folks. It's the same way I love when you hear like hardcore rap.
Yeah.
But that's Christian.
Yeah.
It's just, that kind of always makes me laugh.
Yeah. Although, to me, rap is kind of a form of poetry.
Oh, it absolutely
is. I mean, it's art, and sure as any form of music, but rap seems more poet-like
but like
than, say, death metal.
And I would agree. But like in that weird time of like, the 90s, mid-90s where rappers were going like horde, there's a lot of that, but like with a Christian spin.
Okay.
It's very weird.
So I have other jokes here, but probably cross lines at this point if I say them. So
Sadly, the Christian genres that I was most into growing up were contemporary.
Okay.
A lot of Stephen Curtis Chapman's.
Okay.
A lot of the
Three Name People.
Yeah. DC Talk, Jars of Clay.
I've interviewed some of the DC Talk.
Have you really?
Michael, the guy that went to the Newsboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've interviewed him.
Well, it's Toby, Mike, and Kevin. So
Mike, I've interviewed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I've interviewed him. I've interviewed.
Can I touch the hem of your garment?
Sure.
All right. We'll do that off air. It's fine. Oh, you got an interview. We'll do that later.
Yes. Let me get you the rundown for today's
Segue.
Show. Here this hour, in just a few minutes, we'll be joined by Kevin Mavers, Community Development Director here for the City of Roswell. Get an update from him on things happening in and around town, development-wise. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're scheduled to have the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico join us, get an update from them, and, of course, they're always encouraging folks to become bigs. So we'll talk about that with them. And then folks from American Legion Post 61 scheduled to join us, I believe. Hopefully I've got it right. It's one of these weeks where there's 5.
Right.
And so I had them down today, but they may think next. We'll find out. I sent them a text. We'll see what happens.
We'll roll the dice and see what happens.
We'll just, if not, we'll play something else.
There you go.
And plus we'll have all of your features that include the news of the local and national variety, along with your Wall Street business updates and sports and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Yeah. Before we do any of that, though, let's take a look at that weather, which it's getting nicer from here.
And Leon's getting larger.
I can make a hat, a brooch.
A brooch.
Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure headed out, but we will keep the gusty wind around today, up to 30 miles per hour. A mix of sunshine and clouds before noon, and just a slim chance of a shower. Later on today, we'll hit 60 to 65 on the afternoon high. Down to 30, breezy and clear for the overnight hours, and then Thursday looks sunny and warmer. We're back to the mid-70s, up to 80 by Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 38 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Expected to hit the 60s today. Mostly sunny, 62 for a high. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 this morning. But they will get breezy once again this afternoon, 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour later today. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 30. Winds out of the west 15 to 20. Gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. After midnight, those winds will drop back down 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies. Back into the mid-70s tomorrow. 76 for a high with west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear skies with an overnight low of 39 degrees. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, back in the 80s. Sunny, 81. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies with an overnight low of 44. And then the weekend just blazing. We're talking upper 80s, pushing 90 for the weekend. Saturday, sunny skies, a high of 87. Partly cloudy Saturday night with an overnight low of 44. Sunny and 89 on Sunday. And more of the same on Monday as well, 89 there too. So warmer weather on the way, just gradually getting there. You got one more day of a little cooler today, 60s, not bad. And then game on after that. All right, it is 7:16. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break here, and then Kevin Mavers, Community Development Director here, will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Attention high school students, would you like more information on the most affordable four-year university in New Mexico? Then RSVP today to our Eastern New Mexico University Open House Preview Day, Saturday, March 26th. At ENMU Open House, you will have a chance to win great prizes, such as an iPad and a $500 scholarship. Get more information about admissions and scholarships. Meet with ENMU faculty. Find out more about potential majors and get a specialized campus tour from ENMU students. Sign up today at enmu.edu/open house. Explore, experience, excel. Eastern New Mexico University.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter. Fergalicious. Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergie's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergie's is on the job. Fergalicious.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. I don't know who collects those stats, but somebody does, and so there they are. Good morning. It is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, a Community Development Director here for the city of Roswell, Kevin Mavers, back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
How you doing today?
Well, like I was telling you a minute ago, I could use another hour or two of sleep.
Yeah, I keep telling them, can we do this morning show at noon? But they don't. No one seems to be too receptive to that idea. Yeah. So, of course, for folks that don't know, of course, we had you last month for our first time for our monthly visits here. Mm-hmm. Kevin, you're kind of the guy that for the city that keeps your ear to the ground and talk, business develop, that whole just kind of, encouraging growth of the city and kind of keeping and helping to foster that here in our community.
Yeah, for those that don't know, as a community development director, my broad category of responsibilities is primarily growth and development. Mm-hmm. And since I hit the ground a little over a year ago, we've been focused on, of course, growing our industrial base, mm-hmm. growing the commercial base, and growing the residential base. When I moved here a year ago, I found out right away because I wanted to buy a house. I found out right away, and in no uncertain terms, how tough the market is right now.
And the part that's crazy is we're the better community. Like you go to Artesia, and they're in worse off situations than we are when it comes to housing. So,
but when you're working with one of the best local real estate agents, and he calls you on a Friday night and says, "Hey, we've got this brand new listing, and it's a good neighborhood and everything else," you take a quick look at it, write an offer on Saturday, deliver the offer on Sunday, and what comes back is there's 3 other full price offers. You know the market's tight.
It's a competitive market, but and some of that's been the way of the world too here. Things got more in demand and supply got less, and that's true in every facet of life here. So that's but good news is, and that's something that despite the COVID world we live in, Roswell's been growing. I mean, and there's a lot going on here. I mean, just commercial businesses alone, we're getting 5-6 new businesses coming to the community or being built or plans of being built here. Major businesses, ones that tentpole ones that people look at, restaurants, things like that. It's there's a lot going on in Roswell right now.
Well, I don't know if you were up at the north end of town this week, but did you see Bahama Bucks?
Yes, it's open.
Did you see the line for Bahama Bucks?
My wife is probably their biggest fan in Roswell. She loves Bahama Bucks. When she went to college in Texas, she had her plenty fill of Bahama Bucks. And so when she heard they were coming here, she was one of the first people in line, and she's been a couple times. She's braved the line and been through it a couple times just to get her Bahama Bucks fixed.
There you go.
So I'm very well versed.
Well, when I was here a month ago, we spent a lot of time talking about the commercial development and things. This past month has been more about residential development.
Okay.
We've had some tremendous opportunities that have come forward within the city. And if you were at last night's planning commission meeting, you would have seen 2 significant subdivisions, about 120 units total.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's more than we typically build in 2 years.
Okay.
Here. Okay. And we got that approved in one night.
Nice.
So we're going to see increasing availability, I think, at all levels and all types of housing. The thing that's going to make life a little more difficult is, of course, the cost of goods and services.
Sure.
That's anybody who's been to Home Depot lately knows, You go to the grocery store to buy a steak and see what that costs. No, that same problem's going on in the hardware stores and in every facet of business right now. But, and of course, that's the bad news. The good news is, though, it appears that the economy is beginning to start to roll here in Roswell, and that's going to be good for everybody.
Absolutely.
That's more jobs, better jobs, higher pay, higher wages, and more opportunity, especially for our kids and grandkids.
Sure.
For that matter.
As far as the housing types go, are they some of these new areas? I mean, because generally we think of, you got your low income kind of affordable housing, you got your family middle, and then you got your big mansion things. Which level of residential are some of these neighborhoods going in? Kind of the.
Would you be surprised if I said all of the above?
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's especially the first 2 there. We definitely need more of.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we just went through and did a complete review for some workforce housing. Okay. Some apartments.
Okay.
That are actually going to go just down the street here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
So it'll be 70 new units. That'll be here very close to town, so it'll make things very walkable, very livable.
That's nice, because you don't see a lot of that kind of development like in the downtown corridor as much. Right?
But I think you're going to see more and more of that.
Good, okay.
The markets, the way it's changing, traditional office space is becoming less and less of a thing.
Yeah, virtual world, I guess.
Yeah, well, people are working from home more.
Yeah.
They're calling in. So what you're going to see with some of our high rises and mid rises and other things is you're going to see what's called adaptive reuse. Okay. Where they will adapt a particular building or a portion of a building, and instead of it being bottom floor of some kind of commercial and several floors of office space and things like that, you may have the bottom floor commercial, the second 2 floors office space, and then upper floors residential.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Or like you would see in like New York City or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Or even some of these buildings downtown here, where these first floors are barbershops and shops and things, but some of these bigger buildings have some apartments upstairs.
I mean, I drive right by the Sun West building every day when I'm going to work, and I look at that 10 floors there, and I was up in the 7th floor a few days ago, looking out the window, and I thought, how cool would this be to have an apartment right here?
Yeah.
Be able to have my apartment, go downstairs, grab my coffee, walk across the way, go to work.
Sure. I guess that one thing they'd have to think about which would be really cool is we may have, if this might be a good problem to have down the road, but if that takes off, we may have to consider putting like a parking garage or something downtown because if you have people in essence living here downtown all the time, then in essence they're going to be taking up more parking space.
Well, that's one of the things we are going to be looking at is the availability of downtown parking. Now, obviously, if we create a more walkable environment,
sure,
we aren't going to have quite the need for parking.
Yeah.
But if you are a retailer right here on Main Street, you're going to want to still have the ability for people to come from Artesia or come from the other towns and come up here, and they will be driving in.
Yeah. They need to rely on more on foot traffic.
Yeah. So, but we'll, a downtown parking garage, that is definitely something that's on the table.
These are all good problems to have, by the way.
They are. And that's one of the reasons I love my job.
Yeah.
Okay. There are people that have the responsibility to deal with the uglier things in life.
Yeah.
I get to deal with all the good stuff.
Gotcha.
Every single day. I got somebody walking through my door that says, hey, what about this or what about that or something else? And I get to sit there and figure out how we get these things done.
Sure. Yeah. So, I would also think that because if you look at kind of the vision of the Main Street area, Main Street quarter, that area, and I think having apartments would actually fit with that vibe, and because with the businesses downtown, of course, Main Street Roswell doing their first Fridays, we've got outlets that do music and things. They kind of want to turn it into a little shopping district where you walk around in the nights, maybe go hit a restaurant, see some music, have a drink, go shopping, go check out another place. That's kind of the vibe they're trying to create there.
Yes, it is.
And with, say the SunWest building housing, I don't know, a building like that. I'm just giving that, like you said earlier. Say there's 20, 30, 40 apartments in there all of a sudden. Next thing you know, those people just walk downstairs to go eat and shop, and then they stagger on home, and, after they're done having their night of fun there, so that...
Wake up the next morning, bleary-eyed, walk across the street to Stellar,
that's
get their coffee.
Get their coffee fix, and then, But yeah, that's kind of it all fits with that vibe. So
exactly.
I hope that's something that that the community embraces and likes to.
I do too, because I think everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah.
I've had some wonderful experiences in my life and my career where I've had the opportunity to live in areas that were very walkable, that were very energetic, very vibrant, all times of day and night.
Sure.
And it's fun. It's just plain fun.
Yeah, and it's nice to have that vibe in a place where you don't get that vibe. And what I mean by that is, like New York City, you have people that live there, and they literally don't need to own a car because they can walk or take public transportation. That's impossible in New Mexico because even if we do pull this off, unless you can't just all-encompassingly stay downtown in Roswell the rest of your life, you're going to have to go to Artesia or
you underestimate me.
Challenge accepted. So you're probably going to need a car to go do other things, but you know what I mean. I love that it kind of creates that vibe and opportunity where you could spend a whole day, do all your errands, shop, and live your life, and have a full life. But in essence, not have to get a car and go drive to the other town to do it. That's kind of neat.
And you're so right about that. I during one of my experiences, I had the opportunity to live in downtown San Diego, and I lived right in the Gaslamp district.
Gotcha.
The office that I was working at was up at Bankers Hill, so my commute was a 12-block walk.
Gotcha.
And did I have my cars? Yeah, I had them. The downtown parking garage, they were right there. They never moved.
Yeah.
There was no reason.
But you wanted to have it just in case. You're like,
exactly.
You're not hold me down. If I want to go, I can go. But that's really, and that's a lot. That's not uncommon in city life. That's just, it's because, to be honest, in some of those cases, owning a car is a bigger hassle than than a convenience in some cases like that. So, but yeah, I hope that does happen and it would obviously be great for businesses downtown here, because now, in essence, they could have traffic at much bigger, later, different hours now. This, except for First Fridays, 5 o'clock, with the exception of a few restaurants and things, everything's shutting down. They're closing up and going for the night and things. Or now, maybe that's going to create a different vibe here where, some of these stores are going to stay open. And it may even allow for other types of businesses to call Main Street area their home now, and because there'll be different needs for people in this area.
Exactly. And that's where that ability to create not just the vibe, but the opportunity for those different types of businesses. I mean, the restaurants, the wine bars, the cigar shops, all different kinds of things that are going to create that nightlife or weekend life.
I would even say you could put, like a mini grocery store or something down here, or at least a place where people get milk, bread, toilet paper, at 10 o'clock at night without driving somewhere. You know what I mean? And stuff like just little things like that, or boutique shops and little hair salons and nail salons and places where people go grooming type things.
You're on top of it.
So exactly.
That's how you're so easy to talk to.
Yeah. Well, I get the vision because I grew up in DC. I know exactly that incorporating a little of that city life. And I would even argue that maybe this is I wouldn't say a problem fixer, but maybe an option for, one of our other problems in our community, where they say we got our young people that go and they get educated and then they go hit the big cities or they go find a new place, creating an atmosphere that maybe younger people embrace. Because let's face it, I think when we think of city life and living in the apartment, I think that all walks of life do that, but primarily we think single young people that are kind of starting out in life kind of mentality a little bit on some of that. So with that kind of vibe downtown, maybe some of these folks that are looking to go spread their wings are going to be like, you know what, I can build that life right here in Roswell, New Mexico.
And that's one of the things that was made very clear to me when I first came here. It was we are tired as a community of our children and our grandchildren picking up and leaving and going to find opportunities elsewhere.
Sure.
Why can't we create those opportunities, whether it's jobs or whether it's nightlife or education facilities, all those things? Nothing is, especially if we take into account what we can do online now. I mean, the truth is you can go to some of the top name schools here and never leave your living room or your bedroom.
Sure.
So if we have the ability to go to a top name school and our young people can study what they want to study, then the next step is what's the opportunity for them to utilize what they've just spent 3, 4, 5 years learning in order to make a living and make a life, create a family right here at home.
Sure.
And we get a very nuclear type of environment where we do have people growing up, living here, not wanting to run off or not wanting to leave because they can find everything they need right here.
Yeah, if you've got everything you want and need in one location, why would you want to leave it? And
exactly.
That's hey, we're making it too good to leave. That's the idea.
That's the plan. There you go.
I think just like some parents do with their kids. You know what I mean? They're like I want them to get out, but I really don't, so I'm going to keep making their bed for them and picking up their laundry and all that kind of stuff.
That's a whole other problem I
can't solve. Very good. But and obviously with that comes other retail and other options too. We always talk we as people in our community, I mean, that's some of the most exciting stuff when people hear what's coming to town and it's the new whatever, insert brand X here. And I think this will even allow to bring new unique opportunities to see. And who knows, when you have those kind of communities, you start seeing like just better products. Like, I mean, like even like when you get those kind of communities and you're going to start seeing like artisan pizza shops and you know what I mean? Just stuff that's like just homemade.
That is the thing I've explained to so many people recently, because we do get a little pushback. Oh, it's another big corporate hangout. Oh, it's another big chain.
Not really.
But every time one of those moves into town, it gives our innovative and creative business people an opportunity. Okay, what are they? Okay, they make great $5 pizza. Well, don't make $5 pizza.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make $10 pizza.
Sure.
But let's let it
Give
be
an option.
the best $10 pizza in the world, and then give service along with that. And I can pretty much tell you, I guarantee you where I'll spend my money.
Exactly.
It won't be on the $5 pizza.
Sure. Well, and people feel like they got a better product when you go in there, and absolutely. But yeah, we get to create all of that here, and I think that downtown vibe, because in essence, if people are living here, their whole lives are here, then they're bringing their talents here, and they're going to, and that's a lot of different stuff, and who knows? Next thing you know, you're starting to see someone that makes, some kind of unique candles or something, and next thing you know, they're selling them out of here, or food or whatever.
Well, there was a shop years ago that I used to go to, this downtown kind of. It wasn't really a mini mall, but it was a little shopping center, a little mixed-use development. Yeah. And they had this one shop in there. All they sold was olive oil.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
That's a very niche market.
But they would come in and they would have tastings and everything. And you'd come in, you get your little dab of bread and everything else. What you didn't see, thanks to the internet and global drop shipping, was 90% of their store, 90% of their business was going out the back door.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we had this wonderful little access to this really cute little shop, okay, where we could get fresh bread and you could get fresh olive oil and other things. But the money that they made was really going out the back door via the internet. And we can do that with virtually anything now. All it takes is people with talent and ability and desire.
Sure. And that's the local vibe, like you can, because you guys are feeling like, man, we got this artisan olive oil and bread. You know what I mean? It's like feels like your mom and pop downtown, and kind of like in the now younger folks. And this is something maybe I don't know if some younger folks don't get this. Back, even before our times per se and our parents, groceries and things. There was a lot of specialized services. There wasn't the one-stop mega grocery store, our families and things that, you want meat, you go to the butcher. You want bread, you go to the baker. You want, especially in small towns, produce, we're going to go to the little farmer's market or grocery. You know what I mean? Everyone was special. There wasn't one place where you could get bread, milk, toilet paper, and, you had a sundry store that you could pick up knickknacks, but that wasn't the place you're going to get your meat and your milk and all, So I think this will bring that back to that a little bit. And I'm not saying, because that's kind of a good thing when you get the olive oil business. They're not trying to do 27 things. They're making olive oil. And when you do one thing instead of 27, you tend to be really good at that one thing.
There is a point of too much diversification.
Yeah. And so I think this kind of brings it back to where people focus on their specializations. And now we're going, that's my cheese guy. That's my meat guy. That's my bread guy. You know what I mean? And I kind of like that.
I love that whole concept. In fact, as I was on my way to Roswell, I was driving through west side of the state, and I'm seeing all the fruit trees, and I'm coming up, and I'm seeing the pistachio farm and everything. By the time I got here, I go, man, I need to open a restaurant or something, because we got pecans, we got pistachios, we got piñon nuts, we got prime beef and premium spirits. What more do you need?
I think you could make some people happy with those ingriots right there.
I think you could.
And they got green chili, and then that makes it all mad. But it's great to see, and I hope. But in essence, that's what the vision we're trying to create downtown here at some point if this goes through. So, and obviously, so really now that what's like the steps in that? Is it all about zoning and then and then meeting with potential investors and things?
There's several things. The city and the folks up here at the city, which would include me. Yeah, we're working with Main Street Roswell.
Yes,
the organization Main Street Roswell. Now, Main Street Roswell has access to all kinds of additional funding to do the adaptive reuse, through Main Street, through New Mexico Main Street and Main Street USA.
For folks that don't know, Main Street Roswell is part of a national main street, which is a separate organization than your cities and all that. And so they work specifically. So like they get grants and opportunities for facade things that even city doesn't get access to. So that's where that partnership is going on.
And it really is a partnership. And that's one of the things I've been trying to do is strengthen that partnership with the city, because Main Street can't do anything if the city isn't on board with the zoning, with the parking structures, with all of the other things that go along with it.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be doing this year is we will be updating our downtown master plan.
Gotcha.
We'll be
That's step one.
Yeah, that is step one. So we have the railroad district over there where we got all those wonderful silos and all the other great buildings, those old things that, again, we can adapt for different types of things.
Music, art, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've got all the downtown, and then we got our historic district just over here over my shoulder. And all of those three things together, we have the opportunity to create this really cool, funky downtown. So if you're a history buff and maybe aliens aren't your thing, but you know what? Billy the Kid is. And all the other stuff. We got all that going on over there. We got the alien vibe in the downtown. We've got an artisan vibe over here in the railroad district. And we can pull all of that together.
Absolutely.
And with people with the right kind of vision for the city, then it just becomes the will to get out there and find the people, because it will still require private sector money.
Absolutely.
That's a given.
Yeah.
Okay. So we end up with a public-private partnership. So you get somebody who comes in with their vision, but they need to, modify a building, bring it up to codes. They need additional parking, or they need to redo the facades and things like that. So it's everybody working together to create a better Roswell.
And me personally, I believe that's the role of government. The government's role is to not run and do everything, but be the conduit to let private sectors and things take over. Where the government engineers, okay, we're going to make sure the roads and the water and it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do for you guys. And we rely you on the private sector to drum up the business, to create the product, to make the opportunity here. We're going to give you all the pieces to make this a cool vibe. Now we need you to go and make the vibe.
and you're 100% correct in that. Our purpose over here at City Hall is to facilitate that development, facilitate that opportunity, find a way to create the rules and the regulations, or better yet, create the flexibility within the rules and regulations that will allow that creativity and innovation to thrive.
Yeah.
Okay. If we have and I've worked in a number of places where, the zoning and development code, it is black and white, and there is no gray, and it's if you don't do
no
this,
wiggle room at all,
none. And what that does, of course, when you're that tight with your zoning and your development codes and things like that, you inhibit creativity, you inhibit innovation.
Sure.
So we have to find that balance between safety, security, orderly development, yet not so orderly that we crush dreams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to find that. And really, that's the slippery slope that is government operations.
Because we do occasionally get somebody in City Hall with a crazy idea.
Well, that's humanity. There's two people. You get 10 people in a room, you're not going to get them agree on anything. You know what I mean? It's just humanity.
Yeah.
But that's where government comes in and says, all right, we got to make it. But I love that, obviously you guys are seeing that, and because that's got to be the vision. If not everyone sees that, then you can't go to the next step. So it's great to see. And I imagine there's probably a lot of business and private sector partners that are lining up and ready to say, you know what, I see the vision. I see what Roswell could be. If we lean it in that direction.
See, and that's where I'm hoping our monthly discussions will go.
Yeah.
How do we discuss the vision? How do we discuss the opportunities that are out there for us, and where can we take everything beyond where we've been?
Yeah.
Let's just face it, we've had 4 or 5 decades of pretty sluggish growth around here.
Yeah.
I think it's time to prime the pump. And
it's kind of a 2 steps forward, 3 steps back scenario where we think we're getting somewhere and then something happens. And of course, the world we live in hasn't helped either.
Yeah, well, I'm not really good at walking backwards. So
Well, all I can ask is if we get our vision and we got our mom and pop shops, please, somebody have the desire to open a good bagel bakery downtown. Because if I could go walk downstairs and get a bagel, I may just live right here. I mean, just tell my wife I'm going to sleep on that couch, and I could just be right here.
You'll have a lot of people standing in line with you if we get a really good bagel bakery. Yep.
Oh man, my bagels are like my favorite breakfast, or just bread at all. I could, sandwiches. They're the perfect vessel for everything. So I don't care if they're bad for your business. I think it's kind of what the vision we're talking about is kind of something that's already here. It's just flaming it up a little bit because we really what we're talking about, what the vision we're seeing is kind of what in some phases have already organically happened. We look and we got like your stellar coffees and you got these great music scene and over here we're Backdraft Barbecue, that district. Those are kind of starting to just form those ways. It's time to get that next phase to kind of foster and fan that out. And because let's face it, we got a great downtown here with a great vibe, and we got the beautiful courthouse and the lawn. There's so much stuff we can do downtown here, and so much we could add to this. And so I think it'd be really cool to, on a Thursday night in May, you're just kind of walking downtown. There's some live music over in Reichman Park, and some people hanging out eating some dessert or something over here, and people walking and shopping over here. Maybe there's a little event going on the courthouse lawn. That's kind of the typical night we're looking at here in Roswell with just kind of a fun people walking down the street shopping and mingling and having a good time.
There is the downtown has got so much unrealized potential. So much. And doing the things that you just talked about there, that's something that should be every Thursday, every Friday, every Saturday. It's just, there should be a reason that people want to come downtown. They want to stay downtown. They want to do things downtown. And so, we just have to create the vision. We have to articulate that vision. We get people to buy into the vision, and we make it happen.
And it's going to be a great mix of tourists and locals downtown because obviously, we got the UFO Museum and that side of things. I would even make an argument. I know the Walker Aviation Museum folks have had that as kind of a vision, but seeing if we can get them out of the airport and downtown here near the UFO Museum, I think those two could work well hand in hand together, drawing. That way people are learning our alien side and seeing the military, because I think they go see the alien side and they're like, oh, the Air Force Base. Huh? Let's go next door and see what's going on over there. And then they learn, oh, man, how many World War II pilots were trained right here and learn all the other stuff. And so I think all of that, let's bring it all to the party, man. I think that would be, and then with that, on top of that, with the development going on at the airport and things like that, which in essence, that's good for business and good, but I also would say that's good for tourism too. I mean, there's going to be some folks that maybe use Roswell as a jumping off point for their vacations because they can fly right into here and they'll do that, and then they go hit the Grand Canyon or wherever places they go on their road trips and all that. So, there's a lot of potential there. And
I think we're going to realize a lot of that potential.
Yeah.
Just so stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, if anybody has any questions or just wanting some, maybe getting involved with development stuff, I know there's a lot of committees and stuff that citizens can volunteer on that you guys work with and kind of, creating policy and visions and things like that before they send stuff up to city council and all that. But what's the best way to get a hold of your office if they do want to talk to you about some of that stuff?
The city's
Just call the city and
just
get
go straight to the city's webpage, click on the community development link. You'll see my name, phone number, email address, everything right there.
Then you can reach out to Kevin if you're thinking, maybe you're thinking, hey, I used to do some of this back in the day. I'd love to, serve on some committees or something to help.
Well, the other thing I think we invite participation. Okay. Like I said, we had last night's planning commission meeting. There was maybe 10 people in the audience. Why shouldn't there be 100?
Yeah.
Looking at those things. All of our city council meetings are either online or live. And there are a lot of commissions and committees and other ways people can get involved. It all depends on what your passion is.
Absolutely. Yeah. But this is your home. This is where you live. And if you have a vested interest in it, then go to a city council meeting or at least watch them online or, stay tuned in to what's going on. Reach out and ask and talk, get involved. And certainly here, if you want to be, if maybe you have ideas and things, we'd love to have you serve or come out to the meetings or come out to when Joe Nebb has his next, I always call them ward meetings where he kind of has like a community meeting in different wards. Generally, sometimes they address specific items. Other times they're just more generalized, hey, what's your questions kind of thing. But participate and all those things are things that are opportunities for you as Roswell community members to share your opinions, state your desires, and ultimately get involved in our community. So, good deal. Well, Kevin, I'll let you get back to, I guess now it's time to go to work. You probably didn't have to get up early here today. So,
no, they're expecting me next door. So,
well, Joe, he came in an hour early. Let him an hour off early.
Yeah. Not quite sure I have to wait.
I know. It's worth a shot. I keep trying to get the morning show to start at noon. I'll try to keep getting you off an hour early when you come in on this.
There you go. So,
Kevin, as always, appreciate the visit. We'll see you next month. All right.
Sounds good.
Take care. It is 7:50. Let's pause for local news. Kim Commando and your Chaves County Sports Report. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Pecos Valley Regional Communications Center will soon be implementing new structured call-taking protocols in answering all emergency calls. The new protocols actually begin today for fire and EMS calls. It will begin this summer for police. A statement from the city of Roswell says this will enable dispatchers to accurately assess each emergency situation and send the best possible response while safeguarding valuable and limited emergency service responses and increasing safety for both citizens and first responders. 2 homicide cases in Roswell are concluded. A post on the RPD Police Department Facebook page says 45-year-old Marcelo Reese was ordered to serve 6 years in prison for the March 2018 stabbing of Charlotte Bird. And 23-year-old Alessandro Alva was ordered to serve 12 years for shooting 40-year-old Jennifer Morrow in July 2019. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
When you think of affairs, secret pregnancies, adultery, lies, and theft, you probably think of American soap operas. Once relegated to daytime TV, they're now on Netflix, Apple Plus, and Hulu as real-life Silicon Valley dramas. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Protect your car from expensive repairs. Visit carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. Deductible may apply. As the saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And nobody falls harder than a billionaire who's run out of cash. Hollywood has discovered Silicon Valley tech company owners and its plate of juicy true stories. The Dropout, the mostly true story about Elizabeth Holmes and the Theranos scandal, is going great guns on Hulu. Another one now appearing on Apple Plus is We Crashed. It follows Adam Newman and his wife, the founders of WeWork. Both series get inside these fallen millennial moguls' narcissistic heads and give you just a tiny glimpse of what happens when they start believing their own press and social media posts and robbing people in the process. Once again, The Dropout and We Crashed.
What does U.S. News, PC Magazine, and Popular Science have in common? They all rank Simply Safe Home Security as the best home security of 2021. And U.S. News just named Simply Safe the best home security of 2022 as well. Simply Safe protects your whole home around the clock, every door, window, and room, all backed by the best 24/7 professional monitoring in the business. With a comprehensive set of sensors and cameras, including the all-new wireless outdoor security camera, you always know what's going on inside and outside your home. Simply Safe is less than $1 a day, and you can set it up in about 30 minutes. And it's always simple to use. There's never a long-term contract, and you can even try it free for 60 days, risk-free. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafekim.com. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera, plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Go to simplysafekim.com, simplysafekim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure headed out, but we will keep the gusty wind around today, up to 30 miles per hour. A mix of sunshine and clouds before noon, and just a slim chance of a shower. Later on today, we'll hit 60 to 65 on the afternoon high. Down to 30, breezy and clear for the overnight hours, and then Thursday looks sunny and warmer. We're back to the mid-70s, up to 80 by Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Let's start off with the score this morning from yesterday, and maybe not one that's too favorable for Dexter. Of course, it's completely unfavorable. In fact, Eunice won in baseball yesterday 14-2 over Dexter, but it's a good way for us to lead into some tournament talk because Dexter will be playing Capitan to start off the NMMI Sertoma Colt Classic Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. So that's Dexter against Capitan. And then, of course, NMMI is part of this field at 7-0. The Colts are off to a great start in baseball. They'll be taking on Tularosa Thursday at 7 o'clock at their own tournament. Softball tournament, the Lindsey Callaway tournament in Dexter is going to be starting on Thursday as well. And you've got Dexter at 0-3 taking on Capitan, who hasn't played a game yet. Starts at 6 tomorrow night. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. General Motors is recalling more than 740,000 small SUVs in the United States because the headlight beams can be too bright and cause glare for oncoming drivers. The recall announced Tuesday comes after U.S. safety regulators turned down a request from the Detroit automaker to avoid the recall. The company is recalling GMC Terrain SUVs from the model years 2010 through 2017. A South African court has suspended construction work on a huge new business park that will house Amazon's Africa headquarters in Cape Town after a challenge by indigenous groups who say the development will spoil an area that's sacred to them. The development will include offices, shopping malls, and housing on more than 37 acres of land that currently includes a wetlands area and a point where two rivers meet. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Hey, this is Dr. Keon Agger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures, and that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455. They're back! The Yucca Blossom Trade Show is back and even bigger and better for spring. Saturday and Sunday, April 2nd and 3rd. It's the Yucca Blossom Spring into Action Trade Show at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Even bigger than ever with 100 booths in 2 buildings at the fairgrounds. And there's lots of activities for the entire family, including the Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, MJWZ barrel cars, a cornhole tournament, jumpers, face painting, and more. Plus, the food. Some of the best and most popular food trucks will be on hand so you can spend the entire day. Don't miss it. 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 2nd, and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, April 3rd at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. The Yucca Blossom Spring into Action Trade Show. Don't miss it. Find Yucca Blossom Trade Days on Facebook to see some of the amazing one-of-a-kind items available to you during the Yucca Blossom Spring into Action Trade Show, April 2nd and 3rd. This invitation paid for by Holly Frontier Navajo Refining Company, a proud member of our community.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
To remember. At LeGrand Funeral Chapel, we believe that every funeral should be a reflection of the life it honors. The joys, the triumphs, the faith, the family, and so much more. For us, no detail is too small, no request too big. This is Rosa Aguilar. When the time comes to choose a funeral home, we hope you'll let us serve your family. At LeGrand Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
You want to feel important.
You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next. We'll be back on the other side. Folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters scheduled to join us next hour. Stay tuned. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Supreme Court nominee Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson back on Capitol Hill this morning, day 3 of her Senate confirmation hearing.
Senator Ted Cruz wanted to know more about Jackson's deviation from sentencing guidelines for those convicted of possessing child pornography.
Do you believe the voice of the children is heard when 100% of the time you're sentencing those in possession of child pornography to far below what the prosecutor's asking for?
Yes, Senator, I do.
Could you explain how?
Jackson says handing down a tough sentence isn't as simple as it may sound.
Judges have to take into account the personal circumstances of the defendant because that's a requirement of Congress.
Senator Cruz also questioned Jackson about her involvement with a D.C. private school that teaches critical race theory to toddlers. Bob Agnew reporting.
Russian troops accused of seizing 15 relief workers trying to deliver desperately needed supplies to the besieged Ukrainian city of Mariupol.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russian forces of blocking the aid convoy despite agreeing to the route ahead of time. Many Mariupol residents tried to escape the city amid the bombing and gun battles as the attempts at a humanitarian corridor continued to collapse. Meanwhile, the battle for Ukraine's cities was focused around its suburbs. The Ukrainian military says it forced Russian troops out of a strategically important Kyiv suburb. Russian forces took partial control of 3 northwest areas where there has been fighting for weeks. I'm Karen Chamas.
And President Biden's heading to Europe for a meeting with NATO allies. At least one death is blamed on a tornado ripped through the New Orleans area last night. Several people injured, a massive destruction. Wall Street stocks sharply lower. The Dow down 265 points, the NASDAQ off 157, the S&P 34 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
A Dutch court rules against 4 Nigerian widows in a lawsuit against oil giant Shell over the execution of their husbands by the Nigerian government in 1995.
Victoria Berra and Esther Kiobel sat patiently in the front row of the court. The Nigerian widows have been waiting almost 3 decades for justice. They believe that a Nigerian operating company that was part of the Shell group had bribed the witnesses whose statements led to the conviction and execution of their husbands. The judges ruled there wasn't enough evidence to prove a link with Shell, and therefore the oil giant could not be held liable. Outside the courtroom, Esther Kiobel told the BBC she was happy her voice had been heard. Victoria Berra said she would continue to fight the Ogoni people's battle against oil pollution.
And that's BBC correspondent Anna Holligan reporting. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Controversy over one California educator's rather unconventional lesson plan.
The school has apologized to parents after a teacher shared a video of her leading preschool students in a chant denouncing the president. The video shows the unnamed teacher at Turning Point Christian School asking 4- and 5-year-olds, "Who's our president?" When they respond, "Biden," the teacher then says, "What do we want to do with him?" The kids shout back, "We want him out." It's unclear what, if any, disciplinary action has been taken against the teacher. Jason Walker reporting.
Afghanistan's Taliban rulers deciding against educating girls beyond grade 6, certain to receive widespread criticism from the international community, which has been urging the Taliban to open schools and give women their right to public space. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Oh, that'd be the deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the middle of the week. Sunny.
Yeah, it's starting to get nice out.
Less windy now, but it's supposed to pick up a little bit.
Shut up.
But it's bringing 80s.
Let's hold the optimism for just a second.
This wind's bringing 80s.
Oh, okay. No,
the other wind bring cold.
Yeah.
This wind is bringing in warmer days
bringing
tomorrow.
In new hotness.
Yeah.
Yes.
New hotness.
That's right. Yesterday was old and busted. Tomorrow and forward,
yeah.
New hotness.
New hotness. It's blowing in new hotness.
That's kind of like how I like to think about this morning show. Blowing in new hotness each and every weekday morning.
That's right. Blowing out the old hotness.
Or just blowing. I mean, honestly, it's a real crapshoot.
We blow a lot.
A couple of blowhards in the morning.
Yeah, that's why we don't use air conditioning. It's not nothing to do with boilers or nothing. It's all the hot air we espouse.
That's it.
Out of here. So
we get rid of the hot air, and so it's nice and lukewarm in here.
Yes. Oh, Luke. Well, happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a good one.
I heard a term, or I saw a meme a while back. It's like, I'm not wet, I'm not dry, I'm Luke moist.
Luke moist.
It's like if lukewarm's a thing, how come Luke moist isn't?
I could get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
soaking wet.
I mean, there's different degrees of wet.
Yeah.
Like damp is not as bad as soaked.
Right.
So why not moist?
I'm just a little Luke moist.
Yeah. Maybe we agree.
Plus, it lightens the word moist, because nobody likes the word moist.
I am a fan of moist.
Are you?
I don't know why people hate the word moist, but you give me some moist brownies.
No, moist in the right context,
yeah.
Absolutely.
The word moist does not. I like the word moist.
It tends to have a bit of a negative connotation.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I get that.
All you got to do is throw a URE on there, and it's moisture. That's fine.
Yeah. A word that I'm not a fan of in that crusty.
Yeah.
Crusty's a word.
Well, crusty's one of those. there's other
It's
options.
hard to positively spin the word crusty.
You could take crusty and say flaky, and it's much better.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. When you hear the word crusty, it's never good. Even when you try to make it in a positive. Like I remember, this is my radiophile side of me. There was a radio show I listened to back in the day that got a hold of some old tapes of Colonel Harlan Sanders cutting KFC ads, and so it's all the outtakes, and he's like most folks and moist tender, and so it's a lot of outtakes. But one of them he calls the chicken crusty, and it just doesn't ring right.
Yeah,
they got it, the crusty, most tasty chicken. I'm like crusty.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that. You can keep your chicken.
Yeah, crusty just does not sound sexy when it comes to talking about. Even when you're talking about pies, you go flaky.
Yeah, flaky. Exactly.
That crust is so crusty. That doesn't
crumb crisp coating.
Even like pizza crust. People love pizza.
Yeah, but you don't like a crusty pizza.
Exactly, and I know I'm not one of them, but I know a large percentage of people that don't eat the crust.
Even I would
even when you stuff it with cheese.
I would argue that in the as far as like the word crusty goes, crust. Like there's some pizzas out there that lean on the crust side of things, but there's nobody that wants a crusty pizza.
I would rather say flaky or crispy before I go crusty.
That's I would agree with you on that one. That's the one that needs to work its way out of the vernacular.
At least moist I can make positive. Ain't no making crust positive.
Fair enough. I'm not going to argue with you on this one. You think about it. You describe someone as being crusty. I mean,
there's no positive connotation
dude right there.
Crusty.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
It's what we used to say, kids, like the way you use the word sus, we used to say crusty.
Yeah. You don't see Hot Pockets going, Hot Pockets are crusty crunch. They say flaky.
No, you don't. Yeah. Although, wait. Crispy, crunchy, matter of fact, because they did that thing with the crispy, crunchy, tender, flaky crust.
Nowhere do you hear the word crusty.
Take the Y off and just it's crust.
Well, crust is...
We have now said that word so many times, it has no meaning anymore.
Well, to me, that's a noun at that point. Like we're talking about that's crust.
Right.
All right. That's what it is. That's what you call it. But to use it as an adjective and add the Y.
A crusty crust?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's not... That's no bueno.
I'm good. As Colonel Sanders says, I'm too drunk to taste this chicken. This crusty chicken.
Oh, man. This got the most crusty crust on it. It's a pretty funny clip. I remember I was many moons ago when I heard that. It was back in the day when they used to play the Casey Kasem one about the dog dying, and later on the... what's his name? Doing the current affair. Oh, not current affair. Inside
Bill O'Reilly?
Edition. Bill O'Reilly. Yeah.
There's one, and this is from years ago. What's the wine? Paul Modelo or Paul Maduro? There's a wine.
Okay.
And Orson Welles. It was like towards the end of his life. We did a series of commercials for this, and basically he's sitting here in this chair, and the outtakes. I'll have to find it and throw it up on the Facebook page, but. He's getting drunker and drunker as they do these takes. And like by the end, he's like, they say, go ahead, Orson. He goes, no, the French wine. Like he's plastered.
Yeah, towards the end there, he's getting a little...
Oh, it was rough. Yeah, Orson Welles clips are always fun.
Although to this day, I know Orson Welles, War of the Worlds, Citizen Kane, that whole thing.
Right.
But my age and brain and the way it's going on, there was something on TV about Nostradamus in the late 70s that I saw as a kid.
Okay.
It was a Nostradamus documentary, and that one he predicted the end of the world at like 1985 or something. And that one, but but Orson Welles is the narrator of it, and I'm not going to lie, as a child of that brain and size, that watching that documentary. Spooked me. Yeah. Especially when they're saying the world's going to end at 85, and I'm like, that's like in 5 years. I remember, and I'm like,
that's Tuesday.
I'm too young to die.
Right,
I'm like, I'm like 8, whatever it is. And I remember watching it. So to this day, when I hear Orson Welles talk, it's not pleasant. I think scary,
right,
ominous.
Well, then again, he sort of built his whole career on like look at War of the Worlds.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. My brain wasn't mature enough to hear that, and I
wasn't ready, man.
Like this day, I was like, Nostradamus scares me, and I'm like, no, he got many wrong as he got right. I'm just saying.
That's true. That Orson Welles though,
and then
he was a crusty fella.
He was a lot of cheesy.
Yes, super cheesy.
Him and Raymond Burr towards the end. Raymond Burr was a little cheesy too. I'm Raymond Burr. Orson Welles and Raymond Burr, it's the same boy.
Oh God.
I'm Orson Welles. I'm Raymond Burr.
Just put Orson Welles and Raymond Burr in a room. And
a lot of puff in your cheek when you talk. A lot of reverb going on down
the words
there.
kind of catching the jowls.
Yeah, exactly.
That happens sometimes.
It does.
Every now and again.
Two people have birthdays today, and someone who I'm already friends with is sending me a friend's request.
Oh.
How nice is that?
Happy birthday to those two folks.
Hey, let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes, and then here around 8:15 or so, we're going to be joined from Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. Kim Dizendorf's going to be back with us, and we'll chit-chat and get an update from her. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your Town Hall Wall Street Business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's take a look at your weather. A little cooler. I mean, it's warmer than yesterday, but cooler than what the rest of the week's going to be, and a little windy. But here you go. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure headed out, but we will keep the gusty wind around today, up to 30 miles per hour. A mix of sunshine and clouds before noon, and just a slim chance of a shower. Later on today, we'll hit 60 to 65 on the afternoon high. Down to 30, breezy and clear for the overnight hours, and then Thursday looks sunny and warmer. We're back to the mid-70s, up to 80 by Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 40 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 51%, with winds out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. 62 our high today under mostly sunny skies. Winds out of the north this morning, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Those will increase 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour later this afternoon. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 30. Winds will be out of the west 15 to 20, then dropping down 5 to 10 after midnight. And then tomorrow on, it's game on for the warm and niceness. Sunny, high of 76 tomorrow. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 39. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For your Friday, we're hitting the 80s. That's right, sunny and 81 on Friday. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, skies will be clear with an overnight low of 44. And then the weekend, where the warming up continues. We are looking at, on Saturday, sunny skies, a high of 87. Pushing 90. Partly cloudy Saturday night with an overnight low of 44. And then sunny and 89 on Sunday. So even closer. We might even hit officially 90 on Sunday there. And then that's going to carry into next week as well. 89 on Monday, 80 and breezy on Tuesday. So 61 today, but then it starts warming up nice after this. All right, it is 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break, and then Kim's going to join us from Big Brothers Big Sisters on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores, and that's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
You can trust the team at Big O Tires for great service and even better deals. Come in today and save up to $100 instantly on select in-stock sets of Cooper, Nitto, and Pirelli brand tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. Not valid with other offers. Valid at participating locations. Expires 3/27/2022.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico, Kim Desendorf back with us this morning. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am great.
Good. The weather's getting nicer.
Yes.
I'm thinking this is a good time of year to start working and getting bigs and little matches together.
Absolutely.
Now the weather's getting nicer. There's going to be people wanting to go out and do more things and all that kind of stuff. We got a lot going on in the community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, if you're looking for opportunities here to, grow and have some fun in your own life, but at the same time, mentor and add that to a child's life, now's the time of year to start, looking at that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
It's really, we're getting into the fun part of the year where, people think about vacations. People start planning and, it's nice out. Let's go out to the parks. Let's go take a walk or a bike ride or whatever, So all the things that work well with Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So for folks that aren't familiar, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, I think everybody's heard of it. It's international program. It's a mentoring for children, and it really uses that partnership of a big brother or sister like person hanging out with a child and just incorporating them into their life. You're not trying to solve world peace. You're not trying to fix major big broken home. It's not, all you're doing is just being a positive influence in a child's life. That's all you are. Going out, hanging out with them, him or her going to restaurants or going to the library or just incorporating them into your life. You don't even have to necessarily plan these grand excursions. It's like, okay, I got my little this weekend. We're going to go whitewater rafting in the Colorado River, follow that up with, hiking this. You don't have to do all that. Unless that's what you do. But, you don't have to create these things. It's more just saying, hey, it's Saturday. We got to go run a couple errands, and then we're going to go have lunch. Would you like to hang out with us? And so, they go shopping together and, pick up, maybe you got to get some hardware, some whatever. You go take care of business. And then afterwards, you're like, let's go have lunch or let's go see a movie or whatever. That's Big Brothers, Big Sisters at the end of the day. So, and one thing I also know, there's never been a time where you or anybody else from Big Brothers has come in here and said, we don't need any more bigs.
We always need big. We still have kids on our waiting list.
Yeah.
We get more referrals every day.
And I think it's been probably harder and worse over COVID time because, let's face it, the demand for mentorship has not decreased.
Right.
If anything, it's increased.
Right.
But the pool of people and the availability of people has decreased, certainly.
Yes.
And so now that we're kind of coming out of that world and hopefully almost full out of it, we're not quite, but we're getting there. And now's the time that we need to get these, especially with these kids that have been really without for these last couple years that really could have been using mentorship right now. We got to play catch up a little bit. So we really want to, get a bunch of bigs, adults to look into their hearts and say, you know what, this is something I can commit to. Basically an hour a week, 4 hours a month is kind of that's just a guideline. There's no timesheets and, you only spent 57 minutes last week, so we got to do 63 next. It's none of that mess. It's just, that's just to give you a guide. One weekend you may spend 5 hours and then see each other 3 weeks later or next month. That's Big Brothers. But the whole thing is it's not a big commitment, time commitment. It really is just incorporating this youth into your life. That's all it is. So.
Yeah, it's just really all about quality time.
Yeah.
It's about spending time with that kid and letting them know that they're important to you and giving them, some positive influence.
Absolutely. And I would also offer that this isn't because some people confuse this with at-risk kids and all that. No. These kids come from every single walk of life. Some are foster kids. Some come from a two-parent home. Some come from a single-family home. Some come from a low-income family. Some come from middle or pretty affluent. Money's not a problem. It's really these children just need a mentor in their life. Maybe mom and dad work crazy hours and don't get to spend as much time, so they want something else in the life for the child. Or maybe it is a single parent and they're looking for a male or female role model in their life for that child. Maybe it's just, hey, I got a kid who's got a lot of energy and I'm kind of tired and I'd like to have another person to kind of work with this kid and give, teach and show this child things that they don't listen to me about or they don't understand about. And when I say that too, it's not like you're teaching these kids but they're going to be like, if there's problems in school or if they got friends, you're being the mentor. I remember when I was in school, we had this, and you kind of that's what it is. You just share your experience of being adult with them as they navigate growing pains. You know what I mean? And that's kind of part of the deal too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and a lot of times and most people who are parents know this, that your kids aren't always going to listen to you.
That's right.
And sometimes it's beneficial to have that outside person who just to be a buddy that maybe like the kids listen to them.
Sure.
Or talk to them when they want to the parents.
Well, and and I get this because especially as they get to teenage age, when they start, making more challenges as they get older. That's just part of growing up. That's what they do. But you're right. There's that point where if the child is like, oh, the parent's just saying this to get me to not do it, not that, and now sometimes even when you said the exact same thing that other person said, it rings true because now they're like, oh, my parents, they're just trying to stop me from doing it. This person doesn't have that same agenda. Maybe I should listen. You know what I mean? So so it's just sometimes it's just reinforcing what the parents are teaching and doing that. So, but that's what it is. It's fun. And here's the great thing: there's a great support system. I know there's a lot of people thinking, I don't know if I got them. I don't know how to handle. I can barely take care of myself. And it's not. It's really not. It's just you hanging out with a kid. That's all there is to it. And when you get those areas where you have roadblocks where you feel like you're not making a connection or you're like, I don't know what to do. That's where you and your folks and the other bigs and little pairings, it's all a family and really help and come and work. And so when you got, someone and you need to bounce ideas or you're having issues, reaching to somebody or something like that, you've got experts, people that this is what they do for a living. This is what they're trained in to help foster those kinds of things and to help you through that process. So,
absolutely.
And here's the other ancillary part of it. I know I'm doing all the talking here, and Kim's like, I should do this. But the other part that's really important about that is, this is a program to mentor youth. What happens is the bigs get just as much mentorship or gain as much value out of this because it puts their own lives in perspective. It forces adults to see life through someone else's eyes for a little bit, and sometimes that gives you a different perspective on things. And so I know as adults we get set in our ways sometimes, and it's easy to do. I'm no different. And I'm not saying that's always a bad thing. However, sometimes when you get that way, you can't see the forest from the trees, and now bringing that child into your life kind of opens that eye a little bit and says, oh, yeah, I did get a little, tunnel vision on certain things. And
Yeah.
that's so it's just as big a growth for the big as it is for the little, in my opinion.
Yeah. We've got lots of bigs that have said to us that, I got into this thinking I want to help kids, and I got more out of it than I think the kid ever did.
Yeah.
It's sometimes just seeing life, like you said, through the eyes of a child can be really eye-opening sometimes for us.
It is. We
You
get
know?
well, and as adults, we I don't know what happens. I don't know if whatever it is, but we lose our creativity and we lose some of that
sense of wonder about the world.
Yeah, when's the last time as an adult we sat and looked and something was just blown away or amazed or just wrapping? I mean, it's not very often anymore.
Right.
It's kind of, we live in a world where you're either very cynical about something or, or not impressed by it. But a child, that's a different thing. The first time they hear about, what do you mean this movie or whatever, just something that they've never been exposed to before and they see it. I mean, it's kind of, and then we even tend to forget. Like the first time we saw things and that emotion and feeling we got from it. And you just get to re-experience that with a kid. And then when you have it, you're like, oh, yeah, I did that too. And you said, so, yeah, it really is. It keeps you young too, I think. That's another thing. If you're, sometimes as we get older, and especially if maybe you raised your kids and they're, now being adults themselves and you want to slow down, but sometimes you get set in your ways and you're like, and you need that little reminder of, and if they haven't brought you grandkids yet, so you definitely need that reminder that, what those little kids are. But I think, that's the great thing about it. And here's another thing too. There's different ways to do this. I know, you'll have married couples that work together as big, or, maybe they each have their own big or little, or maybe they share one. It just depends on the scenarios and things. But that's a possibility. So it's not like you going in it alone. If you want to get your family involved, awesome. That's a good thing. We want more people involved. We want to get those folks. I know in the past, males are usually a little more scarce than females as far as bigs. Is that still true?
Yes, we still need guys more than we need girls.
But don't let that deter women. You are wanted and needed just as much.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You would and remind me again that I know that kids go to 18, but what the age do they are eligible to be in the program?
It's from 6 to 17 or 18.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Till they're
right,
legally adults.
Right. But they at 6 years old is where the beginning.
And although I would argue that even though you have a lot of big littles that turn 18 and the pairing formally ends, informally it continues on for the rest of life in a lot of cases.
Absolutely.
There's so many times where they follow each other, especially when the kid, the little, who's not a little anymore, starts hitting those milestones in life, graduating from high school or college, and maybe their marriage or their first child or, things. They start celebrating those moments, their life moments with them.
Right.
And those because they were part of the early life moments. And that's not uncommon to happen.
Yeah.
Especially in the world we live in now with social media and, everything's is a chat text away, it's kind of, it's easy to do that now, or easier to do that.
Right.
So. But it's a great program. It really is, and I should probably let you talk more.
You're doing a great job.
People yell at me for that, but I get behind the thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, and another thing, and another thing. Yeah, that's my brain and how it works. But and that's the thing, because I imagine you get that all the time, where you get people that kind of come in dipping a toe or a little apprehensive. And then they hit a moment or something, and next thing you know, they're bit, and they're, I imagine you see that moments all the time where bigs go from like nervous, apprehensive to next thing you know, the light just whatever clicks, and then that happens. I imagine that's for you as a worker here with Big Brothers. I imagine that's probably one of the cooler parts of your job.
It is. It's super cool. And especially when we have, you have the ones that their little ages out, and then you see that they're still friends. But not only that, the big is just so into the program after having had a little that they're like, no, give me another one.
Right, you're right.
We have bigs that have gone through, 3 and 4 littles at this point,
because
and are still maintaining the relationships with their prior littles. It's amazing to see.
That is cool. I wonder if some of the littles, in essence, become friends with the other littles, or at least a mini mentor in and of itself a little bit. It's like, oh, yeah, so-and-so was my big, and now you're going to be your big, you're in good hands, and all that kind of thing.
Well, and we've had several littles that after they've grown up, they've come back and like, I want to be a big, And
that's probably your best customer base is when you that full circle moment where children were littles in the program, and they see firsthand how it benefited their lives. And now that they're on their own and established and adults, they're like, it's time for me to pay that forward and be the big and start that match, and hopefully give another child the same opportunities they got when they were little.
Absolutely.
So, and that's how Big Brothers works and Big Sisters work.
Yep.
It's just what about fundraising, things like that? Any of those kind of local stuff we want to get on people's radar right now? I know that's still a little slippery slope.
Right. Well, we had talked about the last time we were in about our merger.
Yeah.
That's going to be happening. And I think just kind of with all those moving parts happening right now, we do plan on having a ball for kids' sake.
Okay.
But I think it's probably going to be towards the later part of the summer.
Okay.
We haven't.
Instead of the spring, we'll do it in the summer here. Okay.
Right. We have, and because we did have a ball for kids' sake in October.
We did a Halloween time frame, yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of was pretty recent for us. So we'll be
don't want to do it right on the heels of that.
Yeah. And so we'll have more information on that,
But in the meantime, if you start wanting to forming your teams and all that for Bowl for Kids' Sake, please do. But in the meantime, if you'd like to contribute and help out financially, if you go to the local Big Brothers Big Sisters website, which is a bunch of B's and S's, it's www.bbbssenm.org, or just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters Roswell. It's the first initials of every Big Brothers Big Sisters southeast of Mexico. That's what it is. But go there, and you can learn all about the program, but you'll find a link if you want to donate money or help that way, because as Bill Wolf always said, they need two things: bigs and bucks.
Bigs and bucks.
And
right.
if you aren't able to be a big and you want to help, donating money is an awesome way to help out too, because on average, and this may have gone up in the world we live in, but on average, it's about $1,500 to make a match and to sustain it for a year. And that includes the background checks that are involved, and then just the program, the pairing, the matching, all the cost of doing all that, not to mention, the activities and things that happen once the match is made and all that. But $1,500, that's what it costs Big Brothers per match on average each match there, and they got more than one. We want a bunch. The idea is to have a bunch of them. So the more money you contribute, the easier it is for these matches to thrive and things. So when we talk about Bowl for Kids' Sake here this summer, that's going to be another fun way for folks to get, if you've never participated in that, start getting your teams together now. A 4-person bowling team. Five-person bowling team. And if it's like the years past, they ask that the team raises a minimum of $500. And then the actual day of bowling is just fun, bowling and costumes and lights and prizes and food and all that. The real work is the months leading up, where you're trying to raise money for your team, trying to get as much sponsorship money as you can. So at the end of the day, Big Brothers and Big Sisters has a big chunk of change to keep the lights on, to keep the matches happening. Because the great thing about that money, it goes to their general fund, which means they can use it for wherever is needed. If it's needed to make a match, they can make a match with it. If it's needed to pay the electric bill, then they can pay the electric bill. If it's needed to buy new equipment for whatever, then it can do that. Whereas they get money from different other venues to help, but it's usually grant or earmark money, and it's like, this is specifically for matches, or this is specifically for program X. And so this gives them the freedom to kind of do what they will with where it's needed best for those funds. So it's a great way to contribute too. I know something you guys did. I don't know, is this something that will be back or may not? There's the bins around town that you guys had pre-COVID. Is that something that you might be able to bring back, or is that still on
hiatus? I still have not heard anything from that.
Okay.
I know, because that those bins are actually managed,
it's a partnership,
right, and it's from the Central New Mexico office.
Okay.
And they have a store up there, and I don't think any of that's really gotten back quite.
The COVID's still interrupting those operations until they get that back up and running.
Right.
Hold on to your stuff. But that's a great way. Before people could donate, small appliances, toys, things that are still serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
And in essence, big brothers, big sisters get paid by the pound for this stuff, and they turn around and sell it at the thrift stores, I guess up north there.
Yes.
And Big Brothers Big Sisters gets basically a per pound check based on how much was in there, and they get to use that for programs and things. So unfortunately, that's not happening right now. So if you'd like to help out, best way to do is go to the website, donate, or come by the office, or sign up to be a big. That's that's another way to get involved here. And another thing I want to mention. If you do desire to be a big, if you walked into the office today, you're not going to be, all right, here's your little, good luck with you. That's not how it works. There's a lot of pre-match work to be done. And it could, I'm not going to lie, it's a little tedious by design, because we want to get it right. Once we do the background checks to make sure everyone's, criminally, everything's above board there, then it's like Match.com or something. You're really trying to pair. Because again, it's not just here's a big, here's a little, shake hands and good luck to you. That's not how it works. You try to pair the big and little with common interest, common desire. Something that they they mesh well with, so they've got a chance to make a connection there. So so you're going to answer a lot of questions about yourself and your personality and what you like and what you're into and all that stuff. And so Kim and her folks can sit down and find a little that would mesh with that. And now, granted, she's not going to find a clone of you. That'd be a little weird. But but if you both have, say, a love of reading or a love of hunting or a love of crafting or whatever it is, maybe that's something that y'all can connect with or something like that. Or maybe the little loves to paint or draw, and you're like, well, that's what I do. That's my hobby. So, all right, let's do that together,
Yeah.
Or maybe the kids, I love to sport. Or maybe, a lot of times you get kids that always want to do stuff they never get to do. Like I've always wanted to go camping, and I've never had the chance to go camping. You go camping every weekend. All right, well, maybe that's our match thing. I can help bring this kid into showing him the outdoors a little bit. Doing all that's Big Brothers Big Sisters. Yeah. But there's a whole period of you guys finding that stuff out before the match is made, and then after probably a couple months of that going on, then you make your matches and away you go.
Right. And it is a process. It will take sometimes several months. And honestly, like you talked about the assessments and everything that we do, trying to make sure that we find a big and a little that have things in common. Just because we have 20 littles and 20 bigs doesn't mean we have 20 matches.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we pair them in such a way that they have commonalities and that they have,
Because if you don't and you just put them together and that doesn't flourish, then you've probably done more damage than good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why that the time is spent, the dedication is spent in that moment to make sure you get it right, so it does have the best percentage to succeed on the other side. And that's what it's all about. And you train as well too. It's not like you just say, all right, you're big, congratulations, here's your little. No, you give them advice, you give them training on ways to connect and ways to kind of interact and engage and how to kind of tips and ideas to how to help make the match flourish as well from your side. Maybe you're not one that hangs out around kids all the time. So maybe you don't see every day on how kids think and work. So Big Brothers can help you with that and say, well, yeah, in your head that makes sense, but to a child it's this way, and that's why we do it this way. So you get all that training.
Yes.
Again, you don't get turned loose without the armor to be equipped to do all that stuff.
Right.
So.
Yep. Yeah, because our staff is all degreed professionals. They're all have degrees in the social work fields, so they're highly qualified to give that advice and that training.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah, that's what they do for a living. This is what they do every day, and they're pretty good at it. So let them do it.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They really are.
Just curiosity right now, ballpark numbers. Right now, off the top of your head, do you know how many littles are waiting for bigs in Chaves County right now?
It's about 32, I believe. Right.
So
Yeah.
We could use 30 adults, and that's without matching, that's your sheer numbers that are right now, right out the gate, and in all odds, it's really more than that. That's because, like you said, the odds of you finding 30 adults and match the 30 kids, you know what I mean? That doesn't work that way. And again, every single child gets that same attention to detail, and every single match does. So, 50, 60, 100 of y'all, come on down and start, reaching out, and let's put Kim to work here. Kim's like, they put me busy real quick. But
absolutely.
That would be a good problem to have, where we've got a list of adults that are lined up, ready to step up and be involved with this. Any updates on the school program stuff? Is nothing new there, or still on hiatus?
Nothing new there.
I know that's more on the school end, but.
Right? And I'm thinking that we're still watching and seeing what's going on with the COVID restrictions and all that. I know they just did away with mask mandates for indoors, but that didn't. I think it was up to the school systems,
sure,
right, whether or not they wanted to still implement that. So we're kind of it's kind of a wait and see of what the restrictions are going to be.
Okay.
And
well, maybe I'm hoping in the fall, when it's a new school year,
that's what we're hoping.
Maybe they can start instilling it back in the new school year in the fall here.
Yeah, because that was a great program.
Yeah.
And just the COVID restrictions have made it to where we
I know
can't
you guys
do
had
it.
a big success, especially because in essence what it is, it's 16, 17-year-old high school students get an opportunity to be bigs in an after-school program. They, if it was, or
I don't think it's after school. No, the one we had in Dexter was high school bigs, and they would go over to the elementary school and meet with their littles, but it was during the day. And we actually offered a class for the high school kids to take. That they got a credit for.
So it was part of like their curriculum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
it was. I
was thinking there's one where they kind of came and hung out with them after school, like some of the NIMI.
We did have that.
Okay.
We had the cadets. I think it was with. What is the
Military Heights?
Yes. Yes. And it was an after school thing.
But those are great programs because in essence, these kids turn into rock stars. They go in there and these elementary kids look, especially if the kid's like a football player or something like that, they kind of like, ooh, or especially those uniforms from NMMI. When those kids rolled in those uniforms, the kids turned ahead when they saw it, and were instant rock stars when they walk in these rooms and stuff. And I know the teenagers get a kick out of it, but in essence, this is some of their training too, because they're now transitioning into that part where they're learning their way, but they're learning to be leaders in and of themselves. And so this is some of that, getting them to see to people that need to be mentored and led, and instead of being the ones mentored, they're the ones mentoring. And this is kind of early experience for them to do that too, the first time. So it really is a great learning experience for all involved there too. So, but hopefully in the fall we can talk more about those programs too. But in the meantime, if you're interested in learning more about Big Brothers Big Sisters, check out the website www.bbbssenm.org. Or if you don't remember any of that, just type in Big Brothers Big Sisters Roswell, Chaves County in the Google search, and that website will pop right up. You can also follow on Facebook, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. I encourage you to like and follow that page. That way you can stay up to date for any events, any updates on Bowl for Kids' Sake, or any of these other programs. If they start making some headway in the schools again for those, you can find out through there. But if you also have questions, you can reach out, and Kim or whoever monitors the Facebook page will get that to you.
Yes.
So, and what's the phone number over at the office here if they...
It is 575-627-2227.
Which is BBBS.
Yes.
If you can't remember the numbers, but remember the letters.
627-BBBS.
Very good. Just out of curiosity, as far as employment goes, I know the whole world's always looking for people. Do you guys are looking for professionals, paid people as part of it now? Or are you guys staffing-wise okay?
We're okay staffing-wise.
Okay.
But probably after the summer is over, that's going to change.
Okay. So
we'll keep you guys up to date on that.
All right. So if there's maybe some aspiring college folks right now want to get into social work, things like that, maybe you're going to graduate here in the summer. Maybe Big Brothers might be looking to recruit you to come make better people in our communities.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
We're hoping to grow our programs so that we just need all the staff.
Well, that's the idea,
Yes,
right? We want
absolutely.
it. We would love it. So there's 50 kids waiting. There's 60 adults on the other side ready to step in and help. That's kind of because let's face it, the need's never going to go away. It just isn't. And the hardest part of this whole thing, I think, to me, at least from my head, I'm thinking the part that's the hardest part is when these kids are in the program and they're waiting for their big. Like these kids, especially with COVID. I'm sure some of these kids have been waiting a long time.
Yes.
And it's not the kids' fault. And we as adults have to keep telling them that. And because, when someone's saying, sorry, we don't have someone that wants to hang out with you, I mean, that's going to, I don't care who you are, it's going to mess with you a little bit.
Right.
And so we want the kids to understand, no, it's not you. It's just we need to get the adults that come in. Once they meet you, they're going to love you. But we got to get them to meet you. That's the thing here, and so, but that's got to be hard for those kids to and I mean, think about it. How many kids can wait patiently on Christmas morning? None. Right. Zero. To tell them they got a big coming and they got to make them wait a year. I mean, that's rough.
Yeah, and we have had some of our staff that have had to deal with trying to help them understand why they don't have a big yet.
So the only way we can fix that is for you, the community, to step up and be bigs. Come on out. Let's stop making these kids wait and let's start signing up to be bigs here and hopefully we don't have any more kids waiting a year plus to get their bigs. They can the couple month process it takes to normally would take for it to make the match. Let's just do that and then be good to go. So, but the only way we can do that is for you, the community, to step up and volunteer. Call, come by. Just ask questions. If you know some people that are already in the program, talk to them. Talk about what they do. Talk about how what it's like and all that kind of stuff. And then I think you'll find, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, Kim, is there anything that I just crowbarred all in and didn't get a chance for you to talk about that you want to make sure we get in there?
No, I think we've covered all of it.
Good deal.
Again,
check out the website. Check out the Facebook page, and really see what Big Brothers Big Sisters have to. And of course, as always, if you know a child that could use the mentorship, anybody can recommend. Parents, teachers, guidance counselors, youth leaders, things like that. All can recommend youth that would be good candidates for Big Brothers Big Sisters. If you know someone like that, reach out.
Yes,
and we'd be happy to help them.
Absolutely.
Too. So, very good. Well, thank you, Kim. We'll let you get back to work. I'm sure you got a bunch of fires to put out, so we'll let you do that, and we'll see you next time, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Take care.
All right.
It is 8:50. Let's play some news of the local variety. We'll follow that up with weather, Wall Street business update, quick break as well. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Pecos Valley Regional Communications Center will soon be implementing new structured call-taking protocols in answering all emergency calls. The new protocols actually begin today for fire and EMS calls. It will begin this summer for police. A statement from the city of Roswell says this will enable dispatchers to accurately assess each emergency situation and send the best possible response while safeguarding valuable and limited emergency service responses and increasing safety for both citizens and first responders. 2 homicide cases in Roswell are concluded. A post on the RPD Police Department Facebook page says 45-year-old Marcella Reese was ordered to serve 6 years in prison for the March 2018 stabbing of Charlotte Bird. And 23-year-old Alessandro Alva was ordered to serve 12 years for shooting 40-year-old Jennifer Morrow in July 2019. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure headed out, but we will keep the gusty wind around today, up to 30 miles per hour. A mix of sunshine and clouds before noon and just a slim chance of a shower. Later on today, we'll hit 60 to 65 on the afternoon high. Down to 30, breezy and clear for the overnight hours, and then Thursday looks sunny and warmer. We're back to the mid-70s, up to 80 by Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. General Motors is recalling more than 740,000 small SUVs in the United States because the headlight beams can be too bright and cause glare for oncoming drivers. The recall announced Tuesday comes after U.S. safety regulators turned down a request from the Detroit automaker to avoid the recall. The company is recalling GMC Terrain SUVs from the model years 2010 through 2017. A South African court has suspended construction work on a huge new business park that will house Amazon's Africa headquarters in Cape Town after a challenge by indigenous groups who say the development will spoil an area that's sacred to them. The development will include offices, shopping malls, and housing on more than 37 acres of land that currently includes a wetlands area and a point where two rivers meet. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
When it comes to the security of your home or business, you want a local company, one that has a personal investment right here in Southeast New Mexico. Zenith Security Services is your local Honeywell dealer. Zenith can handle all of your business and residential alarms, cameras, and IT services, as well as home theater installations, all from a local company. The Spring Starter Package is now available at Zenith Security Services for your home or business. Call the real Zenith Security Services today, 575-626-3521. Zenith Security Services, protection with a local touch.
Nutrien Ag Solutions of Artesia is looking for a general labor yard hand to join their team. Nutrien Ag Solutions is a respected and well-established company who values their employees. To apply, please stop by Nutrien Ag Solutions at 103 East Mill Road in Artesia or apply online at nutrien.com or indeed.com. For more information on this current job opening, please call Nutrien Ag Solutions at 575-748-3510. Nutrien Ag Solutions is an equal opportunity employer. Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
They're back! The Yucca Blossom Trade Show is back and even bigger and better for spring. Saturday and Sunday, April 2nd and 3rd. It's the Yucca Blossom Spring into Action Trade Show at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Even bigger than ever with 100 booths in 2 buildings at the fairgrounds. And there's lots of activities for the entire family, including the Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, MJWZ barrel cars, a cornhole tournament, jumpers, face painting, and more. Plus, the food. Some of the best and most popular food trucks will be on hand so you can spend the entire day. Don't miss it. 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 2nd, and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, April 3rd at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. The Yucca Blossom Spring into Action Trade Show. Don't miss it. Find Yucca Blossom Trade Days on Facebook to see some of the amazing one-of-a-kind items available to you during the Yucca Blossom Spring into Action Trade Show, April 2nd and 3rd. This invitation paid for by Holly Frontier Navajo Refining Company, a proud member of our community.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Hey, all you cats and kitties out there in Radio Land, listen up, because if you're thinking a cruise down Main Street in Artesia sounds like the perfect way to spend a Saturday, well, have I got news for you, because we ain't fooling around. It's the 23rd Annual Main Event Car Show and Cruise, coming up Friday and Saturday, April 1st and 2nd in downtown Artesia. Kicking things off on Friday, April 1st with a parade and cruise down Main Street at 6 p.m. Then come out for a stroll through Heritage Plaza Saturday starting at 9 to see amazing cars from all decades lined up for you to view. Classic cars to antique trucks and even some tractors. There'll be something for everybody. Best of all, spectators are free. For more information or to sign up, call the Artesia Chamber of Commerce at 575-746-2744. That's 575-746-2744, or go online to artesiachamber.com. Don't miss the 23rd Annual Main Event Car Show and Cruise, Friday and Saturday, April 1st and 2nd in downtown Artesia. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:57. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. We'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us. Lee and Jen will drop by, give us an update on what's happening through Post 61. The folks from Vitalant are looking for your blood. And by the way, when you donate blood now for a limited time, they're doing the antibodies again for COVID and all that to see if you have the antibodies. And then, of course, they can extract some of that to use it to help other COVID, low immune folks battle COVID and all that stuff. So, and plus with it, you get a little health screen and all that. So you get a lot of benefits from donating blood, but at the end of the day, the reason you do it is to save lives. And so if you'd like to help save lives and help yourself a little bit too. Their next blood drive here in Roswell will take place at Grace Community Church. That's going to be next Wednesday, March 30th. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the lobby there at Grace Community Church. And then the next day, March 31st, next Thursday, they're going to be at Hagerman High School in the Old Commons there for folks in Hagerman and well, anywhere really, but they'll be there from 9 to 1 donating blood. For folks in Carlsbad, they're going to be at the Carlsbad Mennonite Church this Saturday from 10:30 to 3 at the Fellowship Hall. If you're interested in donating blood at any of these blood drives or want to know when there's one coming near you, reach out or call or text Stephanie with Vitalant at 575-840-8178. Again, that's 575-840-8178. And get with her and she can get you an appointment or answer any questions you may have about blood donation. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. Time for some Town Hall news, and then we'll be back on the other side of Town Hall news. Like I said, we'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us next hour. Town Hall news next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away, please.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. This is day 28 of Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine, and President Biden once again voicing concern about Russia's potential use of chemical weapons against Ukraine.
As he left the White House for his trip to Europe, the president was asked about the Russian threat of chemical warfare.
I think it's a real threat.
On Monday, the president told business leaders that Vladimir Putin's recent suggestion that Ukraine has biological and chemical weapons is a clear sign he is considering using both of those.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston, the BBC's Lise Doucette in Kiev, says things are not going well for the Russians, with Ukraine's military going on offense.
We often talk about the logistical difficulties the Russians are facing, the strategic mistakes, running out of manpower, and not having enough coordination between ground forces and the air power. Then we hear they're getting frostbite, that they don't have enough gloves to keep their hands warm. And then this morning, this staggering statistic, it's only from the Ukrainian armed forces, so it's very hard to confirm, but they now say that the Russian losses in a month of war in Ukraine have gone past 15,000.
The Salem Radio Network, along with nonprofits Food for the Poor and Feed My Starving Children, rushing food, water, and emergency relief to Ukrainian refugees. More information at srnnews.com. It's another day of questioning for Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson back before the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Jackson faces another day of potentially tough questions from Republicans. Yesterday, some raised concerns about the judge's previous sentences for convicted child pornographers and her views on critical race theory. Senators get their final chance to question the nominee today. Tomorrow, the panel hears from outside experts. Bob Agnew, Capitol Hill.
Wall Street, the Dow down 253 points. The NASDAQ is off 50. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements. And today, 99% of his issues issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynovite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynovite. When I get out the Dynovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
Tragedy on a highway in southern Oklahoma.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says a 2-vehicle collision involving a passenger vehicle and a semi claimed the lives of 6 teenage students in southern Oklahoma Tuesday. The students were in the passenger vehicle. OHP spokesperson Sarah Stewart says the crash occurred about 12:30 p.m. in Tishomingo, which is about 100 miles southwest of Oklahoma City. All 6 victims were female. Images from the scene showed a virtually destroyed black vehicle. The condition of the semi driver was not immediately known. I'm Mike Rossio.
A Chinese aviation official says one of the 2 black box recorders has been found in severely damaged condition 2 days after a China Eastern Airlines flight crashed in southern China. 132 people on board. The official says the device is so damaged that investigators can't tell whether it's the flight data recorder or the cockpit voice recorder. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Federal safety inspectors say baby formula maker Abbott Labs failed to maintain sanitary conditions at a Michigan manufacturing plant linked to a cluster of infant illnesses.
The Food and Drug Administration began investigating the plant after Abbott recalled several leading infant formulas. The products have been tied to 4 infant hospitalizations, including 2 deaths due to a rare bacterial infection. FDA inspectors released their initial findings Tuesday evening. Among other problems, they found a history of contamination with the bacteria in various parts of the plant. But the FDA report doesn't identify a root cause for the latest outbreak. Keith Peters reporting.
At least 1 death and several injuries reported in the aftermath of a powerful tornado. It roared across the New Orleans metro area last night. On Wall Street this hour, the S&P down 17 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome. And I mean welcome to hour number 3. Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Buenos Wednesday.
Yes.
Happy Miracles. Whatever you want to say it.
Welcome to it.
Yeah, I hope it's a good one for you.
Dive on in.
Yes. Yeah, you use the word dive, and I don't see it so much now, but I remember when I first moved to, and this was Alamogordo, even, and then when I moved to Roswell after I got out of the military, there was like a community of divers. Because you always, like, you ever see like that, I think it's like a red license plate with a white, like, X or something.
I think so.
It's a divers.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. And I used to see that a lot.
I honestly just thought they were like huge fans of America's Got Talent.
No, they're divers.
Okay,
That's
that actually makes more sense.
And I used to see it a lot. I haven't seen it as much in recent years, but I would see it a lot in my youth. My youth, if you will. Yeah. And it always got me thinking, why is there all these divers in New Mexico?
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we have a lot of places to dive. Well, there's the sinkholes, but I mean, you also got,
I know it's closed-minded of me, but
what's that place up?
It's just not something I expect to see in New Mexico. A bunch of cars around with diver plates on.
Doggone it! I can't think of the name of the place. The Buffalo. It's up by Capitan. There's a bunch of cliffs up there with falls. There's like a falls.
Okay.
Sitting Bull. That's what it is. Yeah, Sitting Bull's up there. So there's a lot of places that one can dive in this area. I feel like.
Yes. Okay. I just never thought about it.
There's not a lot of bodies of water necessarily, but the bodies of water that we have go deep enough where cliff diving could happen.
Yeah. I just know. I mean, grow up in Maryland, I see it all the time. I was like, okay. But when I came out here, I was kind of surprised.
I will say I don't see it nearly as much as I used to, or at least hear it talked about nearly as much as I used to out at Bottomless. Because it was a big deal. Like when I was in high school, it was all the time. You were hearing about people going out and diving at Bottomless.
Yeah.
Your friends going out and heading to different areas by Bottomless. I'm just laughing because you've now pilfered several of these Celebrate Recovery coins that have become your new fidget toy.
I'm a child. I can't help it. This is what I do when
I didn't realize you had more than one of them.
I accrued some more yesterday.
But yeah, no, I think it just comes down to that there's a lot of areas that one could enjoy a dive in this area.
Yeah.
I thought you were going somewhere completely different. Like, whatever happened to the dive bar?
No, they're still in. They're still proudly.
We still have a few.
Although I'm not going to lie, I do miss Big D's downtown dive.
I would agree.
Their burgers were,
dude.
The Cuban sandwich, and this is where I slept on it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know about their Cuban until late in their time here.
Yeah. That's the problem is a lot of their stuff I didn't actually discover until it was like, they took it off the menu or they closed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I had a shrimp po' boy from there, and this is years ago, that I still to this day think about.
Yeah.
It was
Blue
one
Hole,
of the best.
by the way, most famous dive spot.
The Blue Hole. There you go. But it was one of the best eating experiences I ever had in my entire life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing. They're everything they did was good.
Well, I used to love their breakfast burger. The breakfast burger, and that's the one that had it was a burger with of course a fried egg and hash browns, but they put this habanero sweet glaze on it that was sweet with little heat.
Right.
And boy howdy, that was a tasty burger, and I get it all the time, and I was like, and then finally one day I said, give me a Cuban. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I love this Cuban. And then I wanted the Cuban, and then they closed or moved. Or left or whatever. And then I was like, dang.
You know what else they had that honestly a lot of people probably sleep on that you shouldn't? They have a Monte Cristo there. Had a Monte Cristo there that was so good.
I remember like in their early days I get the Monte Cristo.
Dude, that I've not had a bad Monte Cristo.
I ain't gonna lie, I missed their pizza. Remember they had pizza when they were over?
I don't think I ever had their pizza.
It was back when they were over in the petroleum building.
Okay.
That's when they had pizza.
Okay,
and then I think when they moved downtown or farther downtown here by the bus station there, I think that's when they stopped carrying. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong on that, but they used to carry pizza, and I remember at the petroleum building getting pizza over there.
I vaguely remember that, but I don't think I ever had or tried theirs. But I'm sure it was fantastic.
Tasty. It was good. But anyway, days gone by. We still got other great places to eat.
We really do. It's been blowing up quite a little bit around here too.
Yeah,
getting some new hotness.
By the way, past weekend, I had my first Bewitches sandwich.
Oh yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, because they put heart into everything they do.
There was now they do breakfast now, and I just missed breakfast by like 20 minutes because I came at like 10:30 or 11 or something. It was like just a few minutes after they stopped serving breakfast at 10 or whatever it is at 10:30. I don't know what time it is.
Right.
But it was a little after that, and but there's a couple breakfast fairs. I'm like, I want that, and I just missed the window. I had an awesome chicken sandwich. And they got a lot of specialty drinks too.
They do,
which my wife partook of. I'm kind of a meat and potatoes guy when it comes to drinks.
And yeah, you like meat and potatoes in your drinks?
I do.
I totally understand.
I do.
You ever had yourself a steak shake?
Screw steak and shake. I want steak
shake. Make it happen.
No. I just generally my drinks. I'm like, give me a tea, give me a Coke. I don't need 17 flavors. I'm not that person. So, but my wife, she had her it was a Diet Coke with coconut and something. It was good. Whatever she had, she loved it. But it was something with coconut, Diet Coke and coconut thing. Something.
Diet Coconut Coke.
Something. I don't.
Diet Coke coconut.
But anyway, that was good. Go hit it up. It's good sandwiches too. And had my first one over the weekend. So. Let me give you the rundown. Anybody else need to plug?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm trying to think anything else. Any like friends businesses I want to throw out there right now.
Well, we were just talking about Big D's, and they remind me of Bewitch's sandwich because good sandwiches. And I was like, oh yeah, speaking of good sandwiches, I had one the other day. So I just wanted to share that real quick. But let me give you the rundown.
And I'm sure it was appreciated.
Oh, they probably weren't listening.
They weren't, but it'll get back to it.
But definitely want to give you the rundown here. We'll get you update with the weather here. Less good news today, more good news for later in the week on the weather front. Then here about 9:15 or so, we're going to be joined by the folks from American Legion Post 61. Jen and Lee will join us. We'll get an update on what's happening there. Talk about, let's see, what they got coming up here publicly. There's some stuff in April, but that's about it. So, we'll get you an update. Scholarships is the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the big one is scholarships. If you have Ute, that or actually adult either too. I guess there's no, if you're pursuing secondary schoolings and you yourself are a veteran or your immediate family served, then you're eligible to apply for this scholarship. And it's towards first responder STEM-based stuff and things like that. But we'll talk more about that with these guys here in a little bit. Then of course later on we'll get you update with the news and all that good stuff. And then about that time, it'll be 10 o'clock and we got to go. So 9:14, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure headed out, but we will keep the gusty wind around today, up to 30 miles per hour. A mix of sunshine and clouds before noon and just a slim chance of a shower. Later on today, we'll hit 60 to 65 on the afternoon high. Down to 30, breezy and clear for the overnight hours, and then Thursday looks sunny and warmer. We're back to the mid-70s, up to 80 by Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 48 degrees here in Roswell. Oh, I was ahead. I was telling him you're here, and you must have been already in here. unless there's some Star Trek transporter deal I have learned that actually came into fruition. But anyway, 48 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 33% with winds out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Today, we're in the 60s. Mostly sunny, 62. A little breezy today. North winds 10 to 15 this morning, but picking up this afternoon, 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at clear skies. Overnight low of 30. Winds will remain breezy out of the west, 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. After midnight, those winds will drop down 5 to 10. And then tomorrow, better weather, nicer weather. I was going to say cooler weather, but that would be a lie. It's actually warmer weather. But sunny skies, a high of 76 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear skies, overnight low of 39, west winds 5 to 10. And then Friday, we're in the 80s, sunny and 81 on Friday, north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 44. But wait, there's more. Saturday, sunny skies, 87 for a high on Saturday. And then Sunday, sunny skies, a high of 89. So we're going to be pushing 90 for the weekend. It's March, by the way. Just want to, so if you're not happy with yesterday or today, then be happy and be happy for the weekend here. And then, of course, that carries over to next week as well. Monday, we're looking at 89. Tuesday, breezy, but highs right around 80 once again. So not too bad weather-wise. All right, it is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 2-minute commercial break here, and then we'll talk with Lee and Jen from our American Legion Post 61 family. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Get smoking hot deals during the sizzling savings event at Roswell Nissan. Like a 2015 Ford F-150 for just $307 a month, or a 2010 Honda Odyssey for just $149 a month. And join Roswell Nissan March 26th from 10 to 1 for free food, stuff for the kiddos, and your chance to win a Masterbuilt 30-inch electric smoker. 1 entry for stopping by, 3 entries with a test drive or service, and 5 entries with a purchase. Drawing March 26th at 1, must be present to win. Get a Home Depot gift card with a test drive and a portable grill and a chance at the cash grab just for stopping by. On now at Roswell Nissan. 2111 West 2nd.
Finally, a return to normal prom season.
And Roswell's most unique boutique has something special for you early birdies with the Hippie Chicks Early Bird Tux Rental Drawing. Simply rent your tux by April 1st and you'll be entered into an exclusive drawing for a $100 Peppers gift card. And with lots of styles to choose from, you can't lose. Open Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. at 802 South Main in Roswell. Look for the lime green VW Bug or call 575-627-3868. And find Shop Hippie Chicks on Facebook to see it all. Hippie Chicks, Roswell's prom powerhouse.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907 or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:18. Real quick, speaking of U-Haul, there was a comedian I saw back like in the 90s. I don't remember the comedian's name or nothing, but to this day that joke sticks in my head. He was talking about, oh, yeah, I went to Hawaii, and I'm walking through Honolulu, and I'm seeing all these Hawaiian names. He's up there going, look at that, ukulele, and kulawai, and yuhale. And then he looks and goes, stops. Oh, that was U-Haul. So it's a dumb joke, but to this day I remember it. Good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from American Legion Post 61 family, we have Commander Stephen Lee, and then, of course, our auxiliary president, Jen, as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you all doing?
We're here. I can't say that I'm exactly wholly awake yet.
Well, the good news is when you get outside, the wind will pick up, and that'll
it's very refreshing. Yes.
Blow the crust out of your eyes and get you moving. Post 61 family's been busy. We've had a lot going on. I know our big thing we want to push is scholarships right now, but I do want to recap. We had our fourth chaplain ceremony since we've last spoke on the radio here, and another beautiful ceremony. Again, love to see more people come out to that event, but nonetheless, we had a good ceremony there, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we ought to do it in like a place where people are already at. And just make it like, you know how they do like Shakespeare in the Park?
Yeah.
And they just show up and do it. Maybe we should just show up at some public place and start doing it.
That might not be a bad idea.
It's like, you want to come to us?
We did that for the 9/11 thing last year.
Yeah.
That actually went pretty well, though.
Farmers Market.
Yeah.
I think I kind of like that. Maybe we're going to bring it to you. You don't want to come to us, we're going to bring it to you.
Yeah.
We're going to make you want it, whether you want it or not.
We actually had more people show up to this one.
We did. I don't know. It's just a big church, and I'd love to,
see it packed.
Yeah, I'd love to
that'd be good.
See as much as they get earlier in the day there on Sunday mornings, hanging out in there. But nonetheless, we had a great ceremony. Big thank you, as always, to First United Methodist Church, American Legion Post 28 for participating and joining us with the remembrance.
Yeah, it was
and all
great.
That.
Louis came out and read the part of the rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good. Yep.
But nonetheless, we appreciate everyone that was involved, and thank you for all that came out and participated. So.
No, I know Louis was all excited. He was like, "Wow, this is great."
It's a cool ceremony.
It is.
It's a cool ceremony. I just like the story. I mean, I don't like the outcome and all, you know what I mean. But
yeah.
But the inspiration that comes from that story is an awesome thing, and I think.
Well, I thought it was interesting that 28 asked us if we could give them a copy of the ceremony. So maybe they're interested in doing one next year.
Good, more the merrier. Let's get a bunch. I'd love to get people out here. I think. It's a story every American should know.
It's an annual thing that the American Legion does.
Mm-hmm. So we'll talk more about it next February.
Yep.
A little before then.
We'll be talking about it in January.
Yes.
But, yeah.
We'll be doing it next February. So the other thing we do really want to mention, and now is really a sweet spot, a hot time to be focusing on this. American Legion Post 61 Family is offering quite a bit of money in scholarships right now, and this is
$11,500.
Yeah, and this is open to family members of veterans or the veteran themselves, if they're pursuing secondary schooling in STEM related or anything. Military, first responder, that kind of that style.
Right. Yeah.
All of this falls under that scope, and so if you're going to school to do STEM related like welding and all that counts in science, math, all that, or you're going to be a nurse or something like that.
Paramedic, fireman.
This scholarship is for you to apply, and of course if. Like our last year's recipient was an actual veteran herself.
Yes, she was.
But that doesn't have to be if you have an immediate family member that's a veteran. I'm not talking second cousin twice removed, but mom, dad, maybe a brother, or depending on age and all that.
Even if you have grandparents that serve.
Yeah, that. But yeah, not too much farther out of the scope there. But yeah, and if you go to our website, which is roswelllegion.org. You can go there and see the application, the requirements, but we want you to put some thought into an essay, and that's really the big part, is filling out that essay, and that's what we use to determine who gets the scholarships.
Right.
But what's the deadline, Lee, for to get those in?
Well, there are some deadlines, but I would ignore them. The reality is. Just apply, because we're going to pay the institutions.
Right.
So, just ignore the deadlines.
But don't dawdle either.
Don't dawdle.
Yeah.
Well, the longer you wait, the less money you have in your account to pay for the things that you need.
Exactly.
Well, that's
So-
true.
Exactly.
So don't procrastinate. I know it's something that we
I guess
students
it depends on
tend
how
to do.
broke you are. Huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I do know that New Mexico's changing in the fact that they're, giving free money too. But the reality is, our scholarships apply anywhere.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, and they're good. Yeah, any accredited, institute, you take it where you're going, and that's what it's all about. And I know some of our local schools love to have you partake and utilize it there, and they'll work with you on that. But equally, wherever you decide to do your secondary education, that's all we were asking here. But
I'm going to be talking out at
University,
and then I've got something scheduled at Roswell High School.
Oh, cool.
I still haven't heard from Goddard yet.
Okay.
But we're trying to get the information in the counselor's hands and get them into the students, because we're going to start making decisions here. I mean, a lot of students will be for the next year.
And I want you to make it hard for us. And by that, I want
Lots of
put some
applications.
thoughts in there, get them
I'd
in
like
there.
to see 50 applications and have a really tough time choosing who gets the money.
Yeah, and I would that would be an awesome thing to have. But good news is we got, like you said, 11,500.
11.5.
So that's a lot of money we can award to folks.
Yeah, you folks want to leave it on the table,
Yeah. Unfortunately, that money's earmarked for that, so we can't take it to go to Vegas or nothing.
No,
But-
that's all right.
Yeah, no.
So you might as well go ahead and apply.
Right? For sure.
Somebody's going to get that. Someone's going to get it.
Yeah.
It's like
And
the
it's in-
redneck lottery.
Yeah,
somebody's
it's in
gonna get
5
it.
different scholarships, so you have 5 chances to win.
There's 5 different ones that we'll give away.
Yeah. So please, roswelllegion.org is the website. Go there, and not only will you can find the application and learn about it, but learn everything that we as a Post 61 family do.
Yeah, $10,000 of it is a private donation from actually one of our members.
That's awesome.
And $1,500 is a donation from the Kremlin Auto Group.
Nice.
So,
Very good. Well, thank you. And the person that donated, that guy is always just going above and beyond for everybody.
He sure is. Yeah.
He's a man that we are lucky as a community to have him in it. So
absolutely, you see him everywhere.
It is. The man's got his finger more pies. I'm just kidding.
He's very busy.
I guess that's one way to put it.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Don
Weld.
Yeah.
Don Weld.
Says it. Don's always like, but doesn't want no recognition. Or
No,
he
doesn't either.
But I told him, unfortunately, he's got to deal with me, so he's going to get recognition.
He should get some love. So all you that you know Don well.
He participates in American Legion. He's
Bitter Lake,
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, he's got a lot of.
He's all over the map.
He's got a lot of. He's probably more busy retired than he was when he was working for a living.
Well, that's true for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that retired thing yet. So I'm still doing my job and 10 others.
Well, actually, I tried retirement for about a year. I want to say.
Oh God, you were so bored.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta keep my mind active or I'm in trouble.
Idle hands.
I was actually up all night last night because I was trying to solve a SQL Server problem.
Oh. Well, this is why you're good at that stuff. You know, I mean, computer people, that's what they're good at.
Well, I got it figured out about 4:30.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, besides the scholarships and the Fort Chaplain ceremony, we did celebrate Legion birthday on the 17th.
Yeah, we had a little get together.
Yes,
it
we
was
did.
fun. And
the American Legion turned 103.
By the way, Don Well can cook corned beef too.
Yes, he can. Man's got skills.
That was some good corned beef he brought with
It
us.
was, yeah. But we had a little shindig at the office, and it was fun.
And of course, the soda bread.
Oh man, the Irish soda bread.
Oh, it was delicious.
One of our auxiliary members made that. Oh boy.
She had me at it, and then the green butter was just
that was fun.
Icing on the cake, literally. But it was tasty. So.
Yep.
But yeah, we don't look 103, but we are.
Yeah. Yep, we're doing pretty good. And we got the District 6 meeting coming up.
This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday. So all of the Legion posts are going to be getting together.
Yeah, basically what that means is the District 6, which kind of covers southeast New Mexico, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the current District 6 commander, and that covers Hobbs, Eunice, Lovington, Artesia, Roswell, Y'all, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody.
But that area. Anyway, they're all going to be coming up here for a meeting this weekend.
Yeah.
So, if you are interested in becoming a Legionnaire or part of the Legion family, we would love to have you in Post 61. We have actually 3 different parts of the Post 61 family that you can be
3 legs.
3 legs that you could be a part of, one or at least 2 of the 3. I think it's really hard for you to be in the auxiliary and the Legion, but
if you are a male spouse who is descendant of a veteran, you can be in all 3.
There you go. I didn't think about that.
It took me a while to.
You have to marry a vet to get into that one.
Yeah.
And then you could each technically join. But I didn't think about that scenario.
Yep.
Right.
I think I've actually met someone that has done that.
But yeah, of course, the Legionnaires are for our people that served in the military. If you served honorably between now and December 7th, 1941, you're pretty much eligible to.
The Legion Act kind of opened up everything to everyone.
Good.
However, each leg has slightly different membership requirements.
Yeah.
But they're all very close. And surprisingly enough, all 3 of the requirements are accepted for the scholarship packages.
Very good.
So if you can qualify in any way, shape, or form for any of the legs of the American Legion, you qualify for the
scholarships
as well. Very cool.
Yeah.
Of course, so that's the Legionnaires. And, of course, the auxiliary, that's your spouse, if you're a spouse
male or female
of a veteran. Then you're eligible to be in the auxiliary. And then the Sons of the American Legion, it's kind of in the title there, but if you're a son of a veteran, then you're eligible to be, and I guess that's the only branch that requires you to be a male, is the Sons.
Yes.
Well, something about the creed that says we're proud male descendants.
But the auxiliary is not just limited to spouses. You can be the mother, the daughter, the sister, any basically female family member.
Yes.
And cousins and things, unfortunately, don't count.
But a spouse can be a male member.
Yes, we actually do have a male spouse.
But can say a brother is the only male member allowed to be a spouse, or can he be a brother?
No, a
or
brother would have to be someone who's also descended from a veteran so that they could join the Sons.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Makes sense. Gotcha.
Yeah, as a male, we're fairly limited.
But if you meet any of those criteria, we'd love to have you come out. We always meet generally on the first Thursday of the month at the First United Methodist Church at 6 p.m.
Yep.
And we would love to have you come to our meetings and we focus on community.
We do. Speaking of, we actually picked up trash last Saturday.
Yeah, I was doing a remote
we
when
were
you
out
guys
there
were at
at
Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was out at Honda doing a remote when y'all were out at Walmart doing that.
However, I understand that the wind picked up, and
I can't tell that all of our hard work.
We didn't even work there.
Well, all the stuff you picked up just didn't get blown to Texas, and whatever came from, got blown this way.
Yeah.
So
I figure, and we know that we did it, and we know that we helped pick up trash and make the world a little bit better.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it works.
But that's one thing. Of course, Memory Lawn Cemetery is one of our other adopted things that we work on.
And with spring coming, that's going to be picking up real quick. So
Yeah,
if
so-
you want to donate for gas, or you want to come out and help mow, or
Yeah. And we can donate money earmarked specifically for the
sure.
cemetery. If you want to donate money to the Legion, say, hey, we love what you're doing here. Put it towards scholarships or put it toward whatever you guys do. But
Right.
we can also earmark and say, no, I want this $100 to go for memory lawn maintenance.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
can
may
do that.
need to replace that Garrison flag this summer. It looks like it's got some streamers coming off of it. We're going to see if we can repair it.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
those things are
They're not
pricey.
cheap.
we're going to
Yeah.
need
Yeah,
some
I think there's a comma in that
funds.
particular price tag.
Yeah, we're going to need some funds for that. We've pretty much blown through most of what the donations that we received
Okay.
for Memory Lawn at this point. Now, I do know that we still have to finish the fence.
Yes.
Problem is, we went out there to finish painting the fence
And it was
last
cold.
weekend. It was too cold for the paint to adhere to the
Yeah. So
to the pipes. So we're going to be out there
when it warms up.
resanding some of the pieces and
Repainting.
putting the rest of the painting out there.
Okay.
We're going to get that done. The First United generously allowed us to take over a second space at the church.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to we have to repaint it and
Yeah.
do some
But it'll
electrical
give us
work
it'll
and
give us
stuff.
more room to do the projects that we're working on.
Sure,
Like the
absolutely.
Quilt of Valor that we've been talking about.
More
And-
room means more room for more members.
That too, yes, very much so. And of course, we're going to be doing the Boy Scouts thing. So
Yeah.
it'll
that's
give them a place to meet
well,
too.
not just Boy Scouts, but Scouts.
Scouting.
Yes, Scouts. Right.
But the thing is, we just agreed to take on a troop. So Troop 61 will be born here shortly.
Very cool.
And we'll be taking on some families for that.
Some scouting experiences.
We're going to
there,
need
too.
scoutmasters, and we're going to need probably other various support personnel for scouting
Yeah. Well, that'll be exciting.
coming
so
up
hopefully,
real soon.
So hopefully we'll start seeing that and I know the scouting folks are helping us work on all.
Oh yeah, very
And
much
on the
so.
29th, we're going to be out at the MIA POW Park for the Vietnam Veterans
Yes.
Day.
We'd
Yeah.
love to get. We're going to have folks come in tomorrow to tell us a little bit more about
Yeah,
it.
that's
but-
Post 28 has actually got the lead on that.
Yeah.
But I will actually apparently be reading part of the ceremony, as will President Jen here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be
Involved.
neck deep in it, shall we say.
That's a
Should
good
be
thing.
fun.
That's a good thing.
So-
And we'd love people to come out. That's going to be 10 a.m. Over by DeBrenham there at the Veterans deal.
The POW MIA
Yeah,
Park.
the POW
Yeah.
MIA Park, 10 a.m.
A lot of folks are still wrapping their head around the fact that there are two American Legion posts in Roswell, but we do work hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Like I say,
We have the same
28
goals. Yeah.
28 helped us out for 4 chaplains, and we're going to help them out for Vietnam Veterans Day.
We all support veterans. We all want a better community, and we all agree on that. And we all
Yeah,
do that
we're
together,
just
and that's
the
what we do. Yeah.
Extended family, as it were.
Yeah, GIs are good at working together.
Yeah.
We were trained.
Yep, you were trained how to do that.
But so we would love to invite again. That's 10 a.m. Tuesday, next Tuesday.
And we're still looking
POW.
for a Gold Star family to honor in April.
Love to do
Yes.
that. So if you know a family that qualifies as a Gold Star family,
Yes.
we would love to honor them in a ceremony in April here. That's our Gold Star Family Month.
Sunday of the month.
Yeah,
of
and
April.
the Gold Star is for a family who has lost a member due to their military service.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
We have a broader definition of Gold Star than a lot of your Gold Star
organizations
do. We're a little bit more broad in that definition.
And it doesn't matter when the person passed. I mean, it could be 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Could be World War
It's
As long
still
as it's related to
their service, yes.
service.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
combat.
If
right,
kind of for younger folks or folks that may not be, if you look at just to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about with these stars and all this, if you look at like the 50s Norman Rockwell paintings or just during World War II, families would put the stars out, the blue stars, out in front of their home, signifying they have a family member serving at the military. Sometimes they had 2 blue stars, depending on how many family members were serving there. If that family member was killed in combat, that blue star would go to a gold star. And so that's what we're talking about when we talk about Gold Star families. So, and now they got the white star for suicide.
We have, and Silver Star.
Silver Star for wounded.
Yeah, I got a couple of contacts out at National Guard. They're going to help us out and stuff, getting us set up with that.
Gotcha. But that's what we're talking about when we talk about the Gold Star and blue stars and white star and silver star.
Right, and it's not a funeral. It is a solemn event, and it's more a celebration of life, a thank you and an appreciation of how they lived their life and why they decided to join the service and all of that.
And at the end of the day, we want to honor the person and the family, obviously, that made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And that's at the end of the day. We're I know it can be an emotional time for the families and things, but part of it at the end of the day is we want that family to know that as a small token, we can never replace what they lost, but we want to know we're a grateful people for what they gave us.
Right.
And that's what the ceremony is about.
And like I was saying, the time of when they pass is not as important as the fact that it still matters. It's still important, and we still want to say thank you.
Yep. So if you know a family or you are yourself a member of a family please reach out to us. I understand this is not exactly stuff you want to rehash sometimes. I get all that, but sometimes it's good for the family too. I mean, I know we talked to some of our previous Gold Star families, and
they were happy to have gone through that.
Yeah. And sure,
because then they realize that there's a whole support system out there for them.
That they're not alone. That they don't have to do this by themselves.
Yeah. So it's a good thing, and I think it's part of the healing process a little bit for these families.
And if you're curious about it and you don't necessarily want to reach out to us, you might want to talk to Angel Mays. She was our first honoree, and she'll be glad to...
Yeah, go visit her at the Calico Cow while you're over there and buy some fabric.
She'll be glad to let you know how it was and that sort of thing. Anyway, please get in contact with us, 575-268-0220. You want to talk about veterans issues, you want to talk about Gold Star, you want to talk about any of the stuff, Memory Lawn.
Or if you're just just bored and want something to do, or you're looking for something to help your
we're
community.
Always looking for members.
Yeah, members and volunteers.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Lee, if you're a vet needing issue service questions, reach out to us. We are a source. If we can't help you directly, we'll put you in touch with the people that can.
I have had someone volunteer possibly to become our local service officer for our post.
Okay.
Right.
More on that to come, but it probably will happen in the next month or so.
Great.
For that nomination and appointment procedure. And he is looking forward to helping local vets. Obviously, we have Danielle Thompson locally here as the state representative, but this person will be our direct Veteran Service Officer liaison for the American Legion here in town.
Well, and I'm sure like the state rep has access to things that we don't, and vice versa. And now you can kind of pull those resources together with
Well, and I do realize it's very difficult to get onto her calendar. So there are 2 VSOs. There's one in Carlsbad named Dagmar Youngberg, not Youngblood, Youngberg. I always mix her up with.
It's a great hockey movie, Youngblood. You ever watch it?
Yeah. And anyway, and Daniel Thompson, but they're so swamped. So we're not necessarily replacing them, but we're adding other people, so they'll be qualified to fill out paperwork and stuff like that, and get you onto the schedules and get you into the system. But
the need is great, and that's why they're all overburdened with work, because there's a long list of people that need help here, and so that's what we're trying to speed that process a little bit for them too.
Yeah.
So but more to come on that one. But in the meantime, if you are a veteran and you're having some of those questions or issues, reach out to us and we'll put you in the right direction on that kind of stuff too. That's something we do. Once in a while, we'll get a veteran passing through town in need that may need help or something. We help them as well.
And if you're a veteran, I hope you understand that for your property taxes, you can get a great discount. I think it's upwards of $4,000. And there's going to be a couple of workshops here. One's going to be in Ruidoso, I believe, on the 28th.
Okay.
This is all stuff you can find on my website.
Okay.
On the 28th at 9 a.m., they're going to have a get-together, sit down, help you fill out the forms, that sort of things to actually get you in the system.
Gotcha.
And there's going to be one on the 29th here in Roswell at 9 a.m. for the same thing. So
that'll be next Tuesday.
Yeah. So we'll be covering both of those. Those will be coming up real soon.
So more information at roswelllegion.org on those?
Yes.
Very good. Again, while you're there looking at scholarships or looking more about Post 61, learn more about veteran benefits and things that or connections to access and apply for more of your benefits.
Very much so.
Yeah, and Vitalent is pushing hard for donations of blood. This is another part of our Americanism. We support blood donation, so please get in contact with them.
Matter of fact, right now, they've temporarily brought back the plasma.
Oh, yeah.
So what they're doing is they testing for the COVID antibodies. And if you have a high amount of them, and you're so amenable to, they can take some of that and use it to help the immune compromised folks that are having or the long COVID or having struggled with that. They can use your antibodies to strengthen their immune systems to help fight the COVID stuff. So and then of course you find out too how many antibodies you have, and actually when you do donate blood, it is a mini health screening too, because they do your glucose and all that.
Cholesterol,
all that kind of stuff, and blood pressure and all that too. So all privately portaled, so it's the whole world.
Well, there are many facets to the American Legion, and on my website, there's a link on the left-hand side. You can look at it, called the 4 Pillars. These are the things that we do as American Legion members, and a lot of these things can be categorized, between Americanism, children and youth, legislative initiatives that we have, and national security. So all 4 of those pillars it's kind of just what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these programs, scouting, of course, is more Americanism and that sort of thing. However, children and youth we support, like Fisher House and Child Welfare Foundation, various other programs that are, even locally, we support CASA Kids. And
CASA Kids like and the Roswell Refuge and all of those.
Yeah, and I know the auxiliary is going to be making these charity bears here real soon, and we plan on donating a bunch of them to
law enforcement. And
the sheriff, really, Harrington. We're going to, in Eastless, we're going to dump a bunch of them on them because, these...
They use them when they come up on scenes. There's kids involved, and
kids are all upset and stuff, and here, give you something to do.
It's a cute little teddy bear. Very simple to make, but...
The idea is to kind of distract the child and give him something or her something to be fun and familiar in a bad situation. So the police can do what they got to do while the kids kind of off to the side, not a part of everything, playing with the bear.
Right, yeah. Kind of if you'd like to sponsor one of those, you can. You can go to the website and just put in the little memo line just that you want to do the charity bear.
That's a whole program for us. You sponsor a bear. I mean, how much is the sponsorship? Is it
I think we're going to go with about $10.
$10. Okay. I mean, it's really not. It's not a hell of a lot of money, but you know what? It helps a lot of people.
Absolutely. So but we'll talk more about that as that gets up and running here. So very good. What else? Is there anything else we need to get out there? Or do we get it all?
Well, not currently, but there's always so much going on. I mean,
this is true.
We're a busy group.
Come out and see us. Like I said, we meet. Although the auxiliaries almost every Thursday nights out at First Night Methodist
Most
Church
Thursdays.
doing sewing or things like that. If you get over there about 6.
And like I say, we're opening up that second space, so we'll have more upstairs room.
Yeah,
so,
spread out a little bit.
Yeah, well, we're doing sewing, but we're also doing other craft projects.
Yeah.
To get ready for the farmers market.
That'll be coming up here before we know it. Usually around May time frame or June they start.
July.
Is it that late?
It is
July, but
early.
yeah.
I guess it is after
you gotta
UFO
wait for the
Festival.
crops to come in.
Yeah, it's after UFO Festival usually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to bring up May stuff already, I mean, obviously we got Memorial Day coming up, but
fingers crossed we don't get rained out this year.
Our joint committee on Veterans Day will start up again in May, and we're inviting all veterans groups, not just American Legion, to participate.
Right.
It's your Veterans Day too. We'd love to have you help plan and partake in it.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Again, www.roswelllegion.org. You'll find everything we're talking about here, that information there, and of course, contact links if you have more questions and want to reach out to us.
Right. And I believe there's a link to the roswellala.org as well.
Very good.
The unit's website.
Excellent. So please come be a part of our stuff. Come support us.
Shake one of our legs.
There you go.
Yes.
Took mine. I have no legs.
I'm sorry, I didn't make the connection.
I got no legs.
And your giant Mike poster.
That poster could double as our Silver Star mascot right there. No legs.
Ay. You went there.
I did go there. I gotta go there.
Yell at him, not me.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you next time.
Okay.
I'll see you guys Saturday, actually. So.
Yep.
All right. It is 9:49. Let's go ahead and pause for local news, your Hannity update, your Chaves County sports update, and some commercials to pay for lunch. That's all next. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Pecos Valley Regional Communications Center will soon be implementing new structured call-taking protocols in answering all emergency calls. The new protocols actually begin today for fire and EMS calls. It will begin this summer for police. A statement from the city of Roswell says this will enable dispatchers to accurately assess each emergency situation and send the best possible response while safeguarding valuable and limited emergency service responses and increasing safety for both citizens and first responders. 2 homicide cases in Roswell are concluded. A post on the RPD Police Department Facebook page says 45-year-old Marcelo Reese was ordered to serve 6 years in prison for the March 2018 stabbing of Charlotte Bird. And 23-year-old Alessandro Alva was ordered to serve 12 years for shooting 40-year-old Jennifer Morrow in July 2019. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Now is the time to make sure your state legislators put in provisions that guarantee that partisan observers get to watch the vote count up close and personal from start to finish. I think that has got to be mandatory. We can't just ignore laws like we did in 2020, ignore the Constitution of Pennsylvania and places like Wisconsin. We can't do that anymore. You need integrity in elections, and you need confidence in the results. Biden's approval rating among independents now is at a low of 24%, just came out today. 55% disapproving of Biden's performance overall. I don't know who the other 45% are. By a 2-to-1 margin, voters say they are worse off since Biden became president. I don't know anyone that's better off.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Figure is different from all other refinancing that I've experienced. Hi, I'm Chaz Ryan, and I use Figure for a home equity line of credit. I found Figure, and it was a very easy application to make. My loan was funded within 7 to 10 days.
Join Chaz and the 50,000 other happy customers. Figure out your finances at Figure.com. Figure Lending, LLC. Equal Opportunity Lender. NMLS 1717824. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Figure.com for more information.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure headed out, but we will keep the gusty wind around today, up to 30 miles per hour. A mix of sunshine and clouds before noon, and just a slim chance of a shower. Later on today, we'll hit 60 to 65 on the afternoon high. Down to 30, breezy and clear for the overnight hours, and then Thursday looks sunny and warmer. We're back to the mid-70s, up to 80 by Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Let's start off with the score this morning from yesterday, and maybe not one that's too favorable for Dexter. Of course, it's completely unfavorable. In fact, Eunice won in baseball yesterday, 14-2 over Dexter. But it's a good way for us to lead into some tournament talk, because Dexter will be playing Capitan to start off the NMMI Sertoma Colt Classic Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. So that's Dexter against Capitan. And then, of course, NMMI is part of this field at 7-0. The Colts are off to a great start in baseball. They'll be taking on Tularosa Thursday at 7 o'clock at their own tournament. Softball tournament, the Lindsey Callaway tournament in Dexter is going to be starting on Thursday as well. And you've got Dexter at 0-3 taking on Capitan, who hasn't played a game yet. Starts at 6 tomorrow night. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The Wall Street roller coaster ride continues. Benchmarks sank at today's opening bell. The market continuing to watch the Fed and the war in Ukraine. Tesla opening its first plant in Europe on the outskirts of Berlin.
The company says its new Gigafactory will employ 12,000 people and produce 500,000 vehicles a year. Germany's economy minister Robert Habeck says the opening of the factory is a, quote, nice symbol that gasoline-powered cars can be replaced with electric vehicles. The changeover comes at a time when Germany and other nations are trying to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions and wean themselves off Russian oil.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. The Biden administration has agreed to lift Trump-era tariffs on British steel and aluminum. The British agreed to lift retaliatory tariffs on U.S. exports, including whiskey. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Hey, all you cats and kitties out there in Radio Land, listen up, because if you're thinking a cruise down Main Street in Artesia sounds like the perfect way to spend a Saturday, well, have I got news for you, because we ain't fooling around. It's the 23rd Annual Main Event Car Show and Cruise, coming up Friday and Saturday, April 1st and 2nd in downtown Artesia. Kicking things off on Friday, April 1st with a parade and cruise down Main Street at 6 p.m. Then come out for a stroll through Heritage Plaza Saturday starting at 9 to see amazing cars from all decades lined up for you to view. Classic cars to antique trucks and even some tractors. There'll be something for everybody. Best of all, spectators are free. For more information or to sign up, call the Artesia Chamber of Commerce at 575-746-2744. That's 575-746-2744, or go online to artesiachamber.com. Don't miss the 23rd Annual Main Event Car Show and Cruise, Friday and Saturday, April 1st and 2nd in downtown Artesia. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
There's nothing like a good night's sleep. But if your old, worn-out mattress is keeping you up at night, then hurry to Glenn's Furniture and change your life. Glenn's carries Serta, the finest mattress in the world. Whether you prefer a traditional inner spring, a modern memory foam, or a hybrid that combines the best of both, Glenn's has the right size and right firmness in stock, specially priced and ready for free delivery. So don't lay awake another night. Head for Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, making sweet dreams since 1953.
Score a slam dunk during the March Mania savings event at Roswell Honda with a great lineup of vehicles you can't miss. Like a 2018 Kia Optima for just $279 a month, a 2011 Honda Pilot for just $249 a month, or a 2016 Audi A3 for just $219 a month. Get a 12-pack just for stopping by, a basketball with a test drive, and a Big 5 gift card with purchase. Score big during the slam dunk savings event at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. Or shop online 24/7 and see what's waiting for you at RoswellHonda.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:58, about ready to wrap up today's show. Of course, if you missed any part of it, you can check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You can find it there. Also, you can we have our YouTube as well, 106.5 Roswell Talk FM on YouTube, and our 106.5 Roswell Talk FM Facebook as well. You can go back and check them out at any of those. Give Tanner about 40 minutes after the show, and he'll separate the interviews from the main body of the show, so you can just go back and watch those if you want. We had Kevin Mavers, Community Development Director for the City of Roswell, join us in the 7 o'clock hour. Had a great conversation with him about kind of the master plan and the vision of what they want to do with the downtown portion of Roswell here. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had Kim Dissendorf join us from Big Brothers Big Sisters, gave us an update on what's happening there. And then, of course, we just had Jen and Lee from American Legion Post 61 family join us, give us an update on all of their stuff, too. Again, ksvptv.com. You can catch all of that at your leisure there. Don't forget, April 2nd, a night of hope and inspiration with Hosanna Wong. We had an interview with the folks from Celebrate Recovery and Grace Community Church yesterday about that. That's happening April 2nd. Free show, 4 p.m. at Grace Community Church. Go to our website to learn more about it, too, there. All right, that's going to do it for us. Have an amazing day. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. You're